from next door, the University of Ghana Stadium, where this afternoon it's Accra Hearts of Oak who play as hosts to Bechem United. The season hasn't gone too well, especially for all the clubs, I should say, but especially for Bechem United. They are known as one of the powerhouses when it comes to the Ghana Premier League. But what has happened to the lads from Bechem this season? It looks like things are not going the way they had planned it to go, and I'm sure that Agama, the bankroller of the team, is not too happy with what is happening. But by and large, they seem to be picking up the pieces. The team has made its way to the nation's capital, Accra. They are here to dare the might of Accra Hearts of Oak. Let's see how the Phobians would conquer the lads from Bechem if they can. The league has also showed us one thing. You can win today and lose tomorrow. And so we are going to be seeing a lot of movements on the Ghana Premier League log. And this should also give us a clear indication of how the teams intend to battle each other when the GP gradually hit doldrums, and also picking up the pieces as we go along, and we are gradually cruising towards the end of the season, but we have a couple of matches to go. So the season started, or the weekend started, with 2 matches being played. In fact, 3 matches being honored already, and the rest of the matches will be honored today. And by close of day, we will be telling you exactly who is doing what. Today's production is proudly put together and, of course, supported by Didi Jollof. Didi Jollof. And every time we mention Didi Jollof, you see mouths salivating, watering in the studio, because everybody is waiting to get their pack of Didi Jollof, the best jollof when it comes to the nation's capital. Now, Didi Jollof is a food brand centered on delivering rich, authentic jollof rice and complementary dishes inspired by West African flavors. Okay, so here are some of the cuisines that we serve at Didi Jollof. Goat and chicken jollof is somebody's favorite on my panel. I'll be introducing him shortly. Assorted jollof, beef rice jollof, or beef fried rice, I should say. Then we have wache. Then we have sweet pork potatoes, and that's my favorite, sweet pork potatoes. And it's simply pork with sweet potatoes. And then we've got pork kelewele. We also have a rich variety to go with it. Okay, my panelists can't keep smiling. Can't keep the smiling off their faces. All right, so let's go to the University of Ghana Jubilee Hostel. There you will find Didi Jollof. And then for those of you who are centered in and around Osu, you will find Didi Jollof on the Quest Street. The contact details 05399804404 or 05388246674. These are the numbers. Didi Jollof, the best jollof in Ghana. Okay, so with Didi Jollof out of the way, let's take a look at some of the results recorded earlier this week. As I told you, we had some interesting matches being played already. Nations FC sat at home and they pipped the league leaders, Mediama Sporting Club, by 2-1. And captain led by example, Simpson getting 2 goals for Nations FC. Yesterday, Vision FC 2, Dreams FC 2. One of the football legends, John Entry, got a brace for Dreams FC yesterday. Vision came back stronger in the second half to reduce their tally. And then at the Kpando Heart of Lions Park, or at the Kpando Park, Heart of Lions stayed at home. They beat Kumasi Asante Kotoko convincingly, I might add, by 3-1. It was a game that took a lot of the connoisseurs of the game, especially for followers of Kotoko. It took a bit of a shock out of them regarding the fact that Kotoko had stayed at home the week earlier, and everything seemed to be going well. They had their 2 top strikers getting goals on that occasion, but they just could not respond when they went to Kpando. Okay, so matches coming up later today. Karela United will take on Hohoi United. Let's see how united the 2 teams will be at the end of 90 minutes. Bechem Chelsea travel away to Baseke to take on Holy Stars. Then Accra Hearts of Oak, Bechem United. That's our featured match this afternoon, coming on live in just a couple of minutes. Adriana stay at home. They welcome FC Samatex. That should be another tough encounter. Bibiani Gold Stars return home. They take on Swedru All Blacks. And then younger, they can add 11 wonders to the tally of teams that are beating 11 wonders here, there, and everywhere. And so these were the results recorded yesterday, and then the matches that will be played today. All right, so joining me in the studio, I've got Coach Sifa with us, together with Nane Autichi. And gentlemen, thank you very much, and good to see you. Coach, the jollof is almost ready. It will be here shortly.
Good afternoon.
Coach, it's been a while. It's been a while. It's always a pleasure to have you in the studio. Coach is a tactician. And he's one astute football analyst who says it as it is, regardless of the circumstances. And once again, we are glad to have him here. We want to take a quick analytical view of the matches as we are gradually coasting towards the end of the second round, the end of the season. And I must say that the tough game that Vision played at home at the Nia J. Kraku, the second park, against Dreams FC, left a lot of minds wondering the strengths and the weaknesses of the teams as we go through. And it was interesting to note that Coach Dormon, who managed the game ending in a 2-2 drawn, has left the shores of Ghana this morning to continue with his coaching course together with 3 other coaches. We'll be letting you in on that. But gentlemen, let's take a look at that game in earnest, because again, it brings about a lot of talking points when it comes to both teams. Let's first of all take a look at Vision. Coach, I'll start with you. And looking at the performance of Vision for this second round, picking up the points, dropping some as it were, but especially for Ayite Dormon, for Winfred Dormon, and the kind of superiority he's oozing over the teams when he plays against them, regardless of whether he plays at Tuba or he plays away.
Well, I believe that Dreams FC have their style. They believe in patience, and they also believe in their young players. And for me, even looking at their goalkeeper, Osman, 17 years. Sure. I mean, how many of the Premiership clubs, apart from the Diana goalkeeper,
who is one of the goals, by the way, scored by John Entry.
Yeah, he's one player. I think that his return has really helped Dreams FC.
It has.
I spoke about it on Friday that he's going to make the difference, because looking at both teams, they have equally young players who can run for 90 minutes, tactically very disciplined, and their style is similar. So if you have an experienced player like John Entry, then you are good to go, because he's more or less like a manager on the field of play, controlling his colleagues. And for me, I was not surprised he had the brace for Dreams FC. But when you talk of Vision FC, you see, in the second run, after they're going all the way to Doman to beat Adriana, going to Samatex to pick a point. So I was of the belief that Nana Jima has been able to establish something that the teams will be worried when playing them. But we saw a brilliant 2 free kicks from Salim Adams when Mediama went there, and they won by 2-1. They were leading Hawaii United by 2-1 before the late equalizer came from one of the players of Hawaii United. And then Dreams FC played Vision FC. And looking at the position of Vision FC, I thought they were going to motivate themselves and play above themselves. But for Dreams FC to go ahead too, and for me, I think that it was good they fought back to get a point in that game. But I believe that it was a fair reflection of what happened yesterday.
Okay. Anyway, without a doubt, I mean, if you take a look at the structure of the league table in terms of positioning, and especially also in terms of points build-up, I did make a statement in my prefatory message that you lose, you slip. You win, you climb. And I'm looking at the league table, and it's not too good for some of the teams. Let me take a look at Vision FC, for example. As it stands, Vision have 24, Swedru All Blacks have 24, and then Bechem Chelsea 23, Holy Stars 23, Young Apostles 23, and then it trickles down. So obviously, your home should give you some level of invincibility.
Of course.
You know, but we didn't see that in the Vision's lineup.
You see, we are in the second round of the Ghana Premier League, and a lot of things happen when we get into the second round of the Ghana Premier League. And of course, when you need to build on points, then your home games, you need to amass it very, very well. And I was a bit disappointed to see Vision FC slipping with the points or sharing the points with Dreams FC. Like Coach said, their playing style is similar. Lots of young guys in it. They'll be running all the 90 minutes. And in terms of their discipline nature too, they make it seen and shown.
Yeah.
But you can't take the goal scoring side of Dreams FC. Once I said here that Dreams FC is a team that even though they lose or they pick 1 point from a game, they make sure they score. It was 2-2 at the end of the game. And when you look at the league log, Dreams FC are one of the teams that have a lot of goals. They are having 26 goals.
Sure.
But when you look at the goals they've conceded, it's 23 goals. Yeah, so they are among the teams that always love to score. And, you know, John Entry also being part of the team, having his experience share. And also when you look at Vision FC, they thought they could have done something. As Coach said, they went to Ediana, they went to Samatex. With that 2 games, they were able to have 4 points out of 6. Not bad. But all the games, they traveled.
Yeah.
Then their next game, they played at home. They are playing with Mediama. Mediama is a team that are eyeing for the league. And definitely, when they find any weakness in your team, they are going to exploit. That is why that match, they were not able to hold Mediama. It nearly ended in a 1-1 draw, but you know how Mediama are, and they were able to show their experience over Vision FC. But you take a look at these two sides, Vision FC and Dreams FC. They are head-to-head. Most of the times when they meet, it ends in a draw. I quite remember there was one time that Dreams FC went to Vision FC home, and at that point, Dreams FC were able to beat Vision FC 1 goal. That was last season.
They are the only team that went there to beat them.
Exactly,
You see that thing? So I was looking at how this time around Vision FC will overturn and beat Dreams FC. But Dreams came in all out there, and they shared the point with Vision FC.
Okay. So, well, if that is anything to go by, then it means that there's still a lot of KG encounters that we are going to see in the Ghana Premier League. I mean, like I said, you win, you climb. You lose, you drop. And that's, you know, the closeness of the points. Anyway, let's cross over from Tema and go to Pando and take a look again at exactly what really happened to the Porcupine Warriors. Again, going into the game, the understanding was that Kotoko were in some fine form. Bashir Hayford had not really had things clicking for Heart of Lions. What do you think played a positive role for Heart of Lions, quite apart from the usual, you know, psyching themselves into the game, etc.? This was an opportunity for them to score, and they did justice.
Of course, when you look at it, you made mention of the psychological aspect of the game. And I'm sure it was Heart of Lions that took that side. You know, they have been playing. In the first round, things were looking good when we started. But getting to the end of the first round, things were not getting okay for Heart of Lions. A lot of people were asking, what is the problem? Is it about management? Is it about complacency? Is it about psychological aspect that is worrying Heart of Lions? A lot of questions being asked. But you look at this game against Asante Kotoko, Heart of Lions playing against Asante Kotoko. When we take a look at the head-to-head of these two sides, it's always been difficult for Asante Kotoko to travel to Pando to go and beat Heart of Lions at their home. Very difficult. So I was not surprised when I saw that Heart of Lions have beat Asante Kotoko because their home turf, they've made it a fortress anytime they are facing Asante Kotoko.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. The only time Kotoko went there to play with them that they picked a point. That's the only time. They've not gone there to beat them. Always it's Heart of Lions who have their hands over Asante Kotoko. So you take a look at the psychological aspect of this game. Heart of Lions came in all prepared. They needed that point. Because, Prince, you once said that this game or this campaign or this Ghana Premier League season, when you don't win, you slip. And you look at
very packed and
you look at
close
where
on the
Heart of
team.
Lions find themselves. They started very good, but their points that they have amassed, they have 30 points. And I must say,
the simplest of goals, if you ask me, just a simple tap in from Michael Efson.
Of course,
Yeah.
But you see the defense setup of.
Just a simple tap.
I just don't understand.
So where are the markers?
Where are the markers? Look at the defense of Asante Kotoko. The player took the ball, went in cross, and who is marking the player who scored the goal? No one was marking him. We were just standing there looking at him to just have an easy goal to tap in.
Okay, I'm just loving the reaction from
their defense,
from the technical bench. And so does that mean that something went wrong for Kotoko?
Yeah, everything went wrong for Kotoko. I think that we give credit to Bashir Ford and his technical team. 10 games, winning one. It was a difficult task for Bashir Ford. Do you remember the last time Kotoko won at this venue? So psychologically, Lions came into this game that we always beat them. They've never picked points
so they had a trump card
from this venue. And I believe that Kotoko, poor defending, poor organization, the approach itself. And for me, I think that both teams, you could clearly see that Lions were the better side, the one determined to win the game.
Yeah.
Watch Kotoko's first goal. If they can go back and give us the first goal scored by Heart of Lions. 3-5 Kotoko central defenders, none of them jumped. 3 Heart of Lions players were free and one used the leg to tap the ball into the net. If you can have a look at it, watch the second goal. And as tall as Kamara is, in such situation, you come to fix. He didn't come to fix. And for me, that wasn't a foul on him. Thumbs up to the referee who took that goal. So for me, it was poor organization at the back for Kotoko. Defending in corner kick, I don't know why Kotoko doesn't know how to defend in corner kicks. It is worrying. And you know what? You see, it is something that I believe that after this game, if they go to sit down and review this game, they will understand what I'm talking about. You don't play one pivot when you are playing Heart of Lions at Pando. That is in the person of Prince Badu. You need to play 2 pivots. Because the moment you play Hubert Jehu and Prince Badu, yes, because they did well in the last game against Basaka. This is a very watch the corner kick. Watch it. How many players? 3 free. So what were the defensive organization? Where is it? Just watch it.
Oh, that's bad.
No communication. No jumping. Absolutely nothing. If they can give us the second goal, they should give us the second goal, and I'll show you something. Watch Kamara, a goalkeeper of your height. Watch it. You come to fix. You don't come to hold the ball. So what was he trying to? They were just watch the Kotoko defenders. None of them jump again. None. So what did they do at Adeko Jati before they moved to? They moved to Pando. And one other thing, in the second half, Kotoko were tired. They were tired in the sense that they traveled not less than 10 hours from Kumasi to Pando. They left Kumasi on Friday. Yes. Wow. You see, you are playing a game of this nature. Do you understand? Players need to rest. Irrespective of you driving 6 hours to Accra, you can choose to sleep Accra and then go to Pando early in the morning. It's still less than 10 hours. Do you understand? More than 8 hours. I believe that Kotoko could have even moved to Accra on Thursday. Or even Tema on Thursday. I don't know. You see, sometimes you don't just look at just the players on the field of play. There are factors. Everything went against Kotoko. Heart of Lions do train at Alajo. That's where they do their training. But in this game, they were in Pando some few days before. So they were training on this pitch. So you traveling all the way from Kumasi, do you have to go to that hours before you go to play this game? And 2, Prince Badu and then Hubert Jehu. I spoke about this midfield of Heart of Lions, Eche Dogli. And now they introduced one guy called Ali Fawaz. When Ishmael Ado was in the U20, he was the one playing. They have 3 midfielders, and they made sure that the Kotoko 2 midfielders will not play. Because the moment you play Peter Amidu Akwa and then Saka Dauda, without the ball, Kotoko is playing 9 against 11. Unfortunately for you, your right wing back, one of the finest in the league, is not playing. You play Musa Hamzata, who is not a typical right back. So what kind of conversation went on before the game started? So obviously, Kotoko even had.
So they had themselves to blame.
Of course. And I'm saying that, look.
They had themselves to blame.
Credit go to Bashir Hayford. Before the game, he said that when you are going to face a wounded lion, you should be very careful. He said it. And they were wounded because 10 games and they've won And the one that they won was against the whipping side of the league. 11 wonders. Even that game had to come from the so a venue where you struggle to play.
Needed this win badly. Okay.
Irrespective of the performance against Gold Stars and Baseke. Even the Baseke game, the first 15 minutes, Kotoko struggled. If they had taken their chances, they could have punished Kotoko.
Yes.
And I've said that, look, a player, Prince Badu in the Kotoko Milford, he needs to be advised. He's a young player. He has got strength. He tackles very well. But he should also try and apply certain things. The fans will they'll be clapping for you. Ex-Kotoko players will be calling you Yaya Kasum, Yaya Kasum. At the end of the day, the kind of the service you are doing Kotoko in the midfield, you have no idea.
Well, tough game. It was 90 minutes of action, and all the scoreline could read was Heart of Lions 3, Kumasi Asante Kotoko 1. It's a fulfilling scoreline for Heart of Lions, especially Coach Bashir Hayford, as Coach Sefa rightly said. Kudos to him. There were some videos that were trending. One of them was where Coach Zito was complaining to Bashir Hayford. Not too sure why. And at some point, it looked as if he wanted to cry.
No, that was before the game. That was before the game. They were doing warm-up. That was before the game.
Psychologically, such scenes also tells stories.
I believe that it was, they know each other, they are friends.
Okay, yeah.
I believe they are talking about their personal issues. It's not about the game.
Not about the game. All right, that's fair enough. Okay, so with those two victories, one victory and one ended in a draw, it put a little bit of a twitch on the league table in terms of positioning. Don't forget, Midiama could not pick up 3 points. Kumasi Asante Kotoko could not pick up 3 points. And so it left the league table like this. Midiama still lead on 43 points. Following them closely is Asante Kotoko 35. It could have been 38. Adriana have a game to play today. Hearts of Oak have a game to play today. Samatex have a game to play today. And it continues like that. BBNE Gold Stars, Heart of Lions. So, Coach, obviously, this puts some amount of not only pressure, but keenness at the top.
Oh, of course.
The top of the table.
I think that the Adriana and Hearts of Oak have opportunity of making the gap 5. Should they win their games today?
Should they win?
Yes. And looking at the Midiama game against Nations, I think that we give credit to Frimpong Manson. He really understood Coach Ibrahim Tanko's play. They built up from the back. So he decided to tell Richard Danso and, of course, Brandon Sapon, that left-footed player on the flanks. And then Joseph Ifa, the new striker they found, that press the Midiama boys, don't allow them to play from the back. And then in the middle, that was where Midiama had things wrong. Looking at Fuzi was doing everything possible with Salim Adams. But a certain Prince Owusu was the one he was supposed to be substituted in the first 15 minutes of the game. Because Ivan Safu was on him in the midfield. He was giving 40 passes. He was not tackling. His concentration was not there. So every second ball was being picked by Nations. So the pressure was still on Midiama. Though Nations had the first goal through Kingsley Braille from that corner kick. They should have maintained that by substituting Derek Fojo and then Prince Owusu. There were two guys who were not working. So obviously Midiama were playing 9 against 11 until the second half when those two players were pulled out. Midiama came into the game. They created the chances, but they couldn't score. If Tanko had earlier on substituted Prince Owusu in midfield, brought on God knows Jakpasu to be able to tackle alongside Salim Adams, probably he would have the second balls because they lost every second ball in midfield and they were giving balls away because the two centre backs, there were a lot of pressure on them, and of course the laterals. So for me, I think that you give credit to Nations FC because they did very well and they did what matters by pressing Midiama. But Coach Tanko was smart enough to have known, but it was too late for them. But if Adriana and Samatex are playing today, since Samatex came into the Ghana Premier League, Adriana is yet to beat them. Both Doma and then yes, they are yet to beat them. Samatex have won twice at Bedu. And this season, the way they are playing, to be honest with you, they have a team. They've got 2 players from Park Academy, and in the second window after registering them, in their last 2 games, these 2 boys have been wonderful. I wish I could watch that game live. Seriously, I wish I could go watch it. But for House of Folk, on my way here, I was doing my thing somewhere and I saw them entering Newtown. I said, "Wow, as a Kobon Paye."
Which Edro?
Me some Kobon Paye.
They say they are going to pray.
They are going to pray. That is Newtown.
Yes.
I saw them. The under coach Watara.
But you use the word Edro.
Edro, man. Me some Kobon Paye. As for Kobon Paye.
I'm glad you changed your mind.
No, remember during the time of Coach Aboka Watara, he didn't believe in that. So he didn't allow the team to go to Newtown for prayers. We've known House of Folk for their tradition.
It's been a tradition.
Yes.
And between House of Folk and Kotoko, it's House of Folk who goes with their tradition.
Yes.
They've been consistent with their tradition.
Yeah.
So I saw the team bus and I called some of the boys are my boys. So I called them and I was saying, Master, Empire, because okay, so I was the coach. Yakobo Empire Park. So a few hours ago when I was coming here.
Yeah.
So it tells you that House of Folk believe in their tradition.
Sure. Of course.
You understand?
They hold it in high.
Yes.
Yeah.
It has been there for all these years.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And
so
for me, it's good to pray. And when they go there to pray, it helps them. But during the time of Coach Aboka Watara, he said he doesn't believe in that. They should go and pray, and he will deal with the players. So during his time, House of Folk were not going to Newtown to pray. But under Didi Dramani, they've been going there to pray.
Blame Akpanoacha, the tradition they say goes on. All right, so let's take a look at the match in its perspective. And Hearts of Oak are meeting Bechem. Of course, these 2 teams have their known rivalry over the years. But as we zoom into the discussion and the build-up, let's also bear in mind that we'll be taking a look at the last 5 fixtures of these 2 teams as they go into battle. As I said earlier on, Agama, the CEO or the bankroller of Bechem United, obviously not a happy person by virtue of the fact that the season has not been the best. Anyway, last 5 fixtures of Accra Hearts of Oak gives us a story. They've won 3, they lost 1, and that was when they were beaten by Mediama, and then they drew goalless against Dreams FC. Anyway, let me start with you and tell me, what weight does this statistic offer positively for Accra Hearts of Oak going into this afternoon's game?
It carries a lot of weight. You look at their last 5 fixtures, and they've been able to play 5 matches, won 3, draw 1, and lost 1. And this is Accra Hearts of Oak side that ever since they moved to the University of Ghana Stadium, it's been quite difficult for teams to beat them. Not only beat them, but also it's been quite difficult for teams to even score them there. Because what I have here, they have played 5 games. If I should add, that's the recent one that they played with 11 Wonders. It was an away game, but they played at the University of Ghana Stadium. 5 games there. They've scored 6 goals, yet to concede. This is a team, when it comes to their defensive setup, their defensive solidity, it's been good for them. And I give credit to Coach Didi Dramani that he came to the team and he has watched what he needs to do so that teams don't get a lot of goals against his side.
Yeah.
And I believe that when you are a coach and you start off from that side, it makes your team becomes difficult to beat, difficult to score to as well. So I give credit to Coach Didi Dramani. Going into this game against Bechem United, this is a game that Heart of Oak knows that it's a must-win game, especially looking at what happened to their better rivals yesterday, Asante Kotoko losing. If Hearts win this game, they know that this is an opportunity for them to close the gap. They have 35 points.
Yeah.
3 points add to 35. It's 38, regardless of what happened. Ediana is playing, the other teams are playing. But they need to focus on what they need to do today. This is the University of Ghana Stadium. And ever since they came there, things have been going on well for them. So I believe that with the tactics of Coach Didi Dramani and the players, if they are sound enough, if they are disciplined enough, Hearts have been doing well. But when you go to their attacking side, that is where I have a problem. They might have about 10 chances, and out of the 10, they can just only have 1 that is on target that can maybe even score for them.
Not the best.
That is the problem with Accra Heart of Oak.
Not the best.
But apart from that, when you look at their midfield, you look at their defense, you look at their goalkeeping department, it has been good. But the problem they face is scoring. if they are to score a lot of goals, I'm sure Accra Heart of Oak will become a formidable side, and teams will even struggle where they find them, whether they are going away or home. So I believe that today, looking at the form-wise of Accra Heart of Oak coming to play with Bechem United, that their away has been very, very poor. They are the side that, in terms of their away matches, a team that are yet to win in their away games. Very, very poor. They've lost 8 of the 9 away games they've played. The only one of the 9 games was a draw against Mediama, and that match they did quite well. But apart from that, their away games have been very poor, and I don't know how they are going to turn things around. Yes, there's a certain Augustine Okra, but can Augustine Okra alone overturn things for Bechem United? Is a big question. For me today, I believe that Accra Heart of Oak have everything that it takes to beat Bechem United at the University of Ghana Stadium.
What seems to be the problem with Bechem? Is it that they've not got the quality? Because they have some individual brilliant players, that I will admit. They've had problems with the technical bench as well.
Yeah, I believe it is the issue is coming from their bench. Bechem have made a lot of changes. Because Mbisa at a point went off, and then he came back, Malayaya, and of course Osewaya.
Yeah.
I think initially it was Boche who was there before he was
relieved
from his job. But I think that they've got a very good young team. In as much as you talk of Augustine Okra, for me, without the ball, Augustine Okra may not be part of the team, but you need to be very careful about him because he's can a lot.
Sure.
Because he's got the pace, he's got the power, and he's got the precision. So he's one player, when you think that he's not tackling without the ball, then you are making a mistake. You need to put your eye on him. They have a certain Emmanuel Aban. He was 11 JC. He was with the Black Galas. He's also a very good player. Isaac Nyako has been there. They call him Isaiah. He's been there for the past 3 seasons. He's been in their midfield. And Abibio has been there. So they have a very formidable side. As my colleague said, their best away game has been the game they play against Mediama.
That's Bechem.
That's Bechem at the TNA. And in that game, I believe they should have won that game if Okra has been purposeful up front. But playing a team like Hearts of Oak, who is yet to lose a game at the University of Ghana, and today Solomon Bashi is imposed and Asare is on the bench. And I think I love the way Didi Ramane is trying to give them the opportunity to be able to rotate them and see. Yes, their captain Osesibe is not also not the team due to illness. And of course, I think that Opafane is in. They have Ali Mohammed. They have Kujo. Gordon is also in the squad. Rafael Amponsa. This is a formidable side. But I think that in terms of creativity, House of Folk are going to rely on Abdul Karim, who is a former player of Bechem United.
Yes.
But this is a game that I think that House of Folk have a big opportunity by closing the gap. But they need to be very careful because giving Augustine Okra the opportunity, he's going to punish you. He's good at set pieces. You give him
an inch, he'll take a
He's very good at set pieces. Yes. And he has got the pace, especially 1v1 situation. When you give him that opportunity, he's going to punish you. And they should also have a look at Emmanuel Aban. He wears the 11 shirt, a very formidable young player who's also very good. And I think that we are going to enjoy the game today.
Okay, let's take a look at before we take a look at their head-to-head statistics. Let's recap the last 5 matches that Bechem have played. Again, yes, and there you see that they've been quite purposeful at home, winning their 3 matches at home and losing their 2 away games, which has not been the very best for them, especially going under an avalanche of goals 6-0 against Asante Kotoko at the Baba Yara Stadium. But that notwithstanding, it also gives you a lot of information as to how deep-rooted and centered they are, number one, when they are playing at home. And let's take a look at the head-to-head of these 2 teams. And again, gives you a very clear understanding of the last 5 games and how it's gone. Hearts winning by 6-1. They drew at 1 point goalless. There were 3 goals in that game when Bechem played away at Accra. They won by 2-1. Hearts won by 1-0 against Bechem, and they also did that a 2-0 advantage, 2024-2025.
It clearly tells you that House of Folk are stronger playing Bechem here. Yeah. Out of the 5, House of Folk have won 2, drawn 1. Bechem drawn 1 and then also won 1. Well, I believe that House of Folk, the biggest scoreline was 6-1. That was in 2020-21 season. Last season they won by 2-0 against Bechem United. So it tells you that lots of folk playing at Bechem, being in the Accra Sports Stadium or anywhere that they play, that has of folk home grounds, definitely has of folk stands as favorite. Okay. But this is football. Things have changed. House of folk are eager to close the gap because, for me, I think they've done very well. Yeah. A team that couldn't register any player in the second window. Sure. Yeah. A team that the coach is even struggling sometimes because of injury and suspension. Yeah. He's doing everything possible, and that team is the most, when it comes to defending of the league, the best defend line of the league. Yeah. Out of the games that they've played, they've considered only 7 goals. Wow. Which speaks a lot of value. House of Folk issue is the upfront. Today they are starting Mauli Wayo and of course Kweku Henry, that young chap. They call him Kumasi Messi on the right and then Mauli Wayo on the left and then Hamza Issa. So these are guys who are probably going to look for the goal for House of Folk. But in terms of Raphael and Ponsa, and of course Abdul Karim, and of course Opon Afrani in Medford, creativity wise, that is why I want to see whether House of Folk will be enough. They'll have enough creativity. Other than that, probably they are going to use the wing play where Henry normally cuts in. But every time he cuts in, he doesn't shoot. Yes. That has been his problem. Yeah. Very good player. Yeah. He reminds me of the late Christian Achu. May he so rest in peace. Yeah. Anytime he cuts in, he doesn't shoot. He needs to shoot. Mauli Wayo rely on his pace. And of course, last season he was the top scorer for 6 goals. Yeah. This season, as at now, he has scored 5. So it tells you that House of Folk, in any game that they play, if Mauli Wayo is in, you are sure of a goal. Yeah. So it's going to be a difficult one, but this is a game that I think House of Folk need to be very careful.
Okay. So the Phobian colours will definitely be on display today on the field, in the stands, because we understand that the head coach, Didi Dramani, has made a passionate appeal to the fans to turn out in their numbers at the University of Ghana Stadium. As you've already been told, and we'll be taking a look at the first 11, Accra Hearts of Oak will be without their assistant coach, Abdul Ghazali, because he's joined the likes of Godwin Atram and Winfred Dormon and Coach Fatao, and they've left the shores of Ghana for further studies in terms of their coaching prowess. Yes. I know. I didn't really want to talk about the suspension.
No, all I'm saying is that
I'm only bringing
more or less, if he's here, he's not going to be on the bench.
Yes. I'm only bringing viewers up to speed with what's been happening with him, because I'm sure everybody knows that he's serving suspension. Yeah. I saw someone drop from the Bechem bus like Malam Yaya.
He's the coach.
Yes. He's the coach. And so again, we are going to see a lot more experience being brought to bear on the younger generation of the team. Of course, again, coach has also spoken about the presence of the danger man, Augustine Okra, and what he brings to the table. Yeah. And I perfectly agree with Coach Sefa. You give him an inch, he takes a yard, and that is how slippery he is.
Exactly.
He's very adept on both feet and loves to run a lot. I'm not too sure how the coaches are going to employ him in the game. But speaking about coaches, let's cross over to the University of Ghana Stadium. The coaches are ready to talk to us. Let's take an insight into what they are thinking ahead of this afternoon's game.
1 year, a win for Hearts would mean you close the gap on league leaders Mediama to 5 points. The fans are expecting Hearts to win this game. Does that expectation come?
I think that we always try to do our very most best, and then in trying to keep our identity and then keep up with our consistency. And in every game, our purpose is to try as much as possible to get the best outcome.
Now, we've seen that you've made one huge change in the lineup. Solomon Agbasi coming back in post. What really informed that decision?
It's just a rotational aspect, because if we were in the FA Cup, you would have created avenue for him to have game minutes, and so you can always make use when you want to deload players, and then in order to have everybody on the same page.
Now, you are very experienced, having won the Ghana Premier League before. You've, had training with the boys this week. The boys know that a win today would close the gap on league leaders. What have you told them so far?
I think it's important to have knowledge of results, and knowledge of results is that you know what the league standings are, and then but the most important aspect is to concentrate on our games, and then to keep up the pressure behind the league leaders.
Thanks very much, Coach.
Pleasure.
match day 21, coach, against one of the best defensive sides in the Ghana Premier League, Heartful. What kind of game are you expecting from them?
Thank you very much. I think it's not only the one of the best defenders, even the one of the best coach in Ghana is Didi Dramani. So we know we are going to have a very tough game, but we are very, very prepared. So, we hope that end of the game we will get a 1 point or 3 points.
You won your last game against Heart of Lions. This time you are coming up against Hearts, and you have Augustine Okra captaining the side. How important will it be in today's game?
Yeah, this game is very, very important for us because I think when you see the league, the position of the league, anyone from 7th position, anyone can go to relegation. So we are not going to joke. We are coming to play very well so that we can get a point. So it can help us to get a good position in the league.
Thanks very much, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, the coaches have spoken. They've given us a fair idea of the emotions going into this game, at least the first 45 minutes. After the break, my guests will have the opportunity to also analyze what they have told us whilst we bring you the starting 11 for the team. We'll be joining the action at Legon shortly when we come back.
Drinks, a whole new vibe. Another quality product from Casa Precon.
This advert is FDA approved.
I want to watch them out.
Even watches Ghana football these days.
Do you know Charles Taylor?
The president.
Charles the Terror Taylor. He terrorized defenses with his dribbles. Who know Don Bote? The stadium was like before the general lifting up trophies. Stephen Odo was orchestrating the game. The legends of yesterday, they have paved way for the hero. It's our game, it's our pride. And you watch it now live every weekend from now on.
Catch the Ghana Premier League live this and every weekend.
Buy now, pay later policy is here to help you. For phones, bring your Ghana card, your voter's ID, or your driving license. Make a 30% deposit, and you're good to go home with your brand new phone. Also, if you want an appliance to buy, you need to make 40 to 50% deposit. Bring your Ghana card, your voter's ID, or your driving license. Additionally, you need to provide a copy of your electricity bill receipt, either soft copy or hard copy. Your banner be delivered by installation because it's free. When Max buy now pay later, you need to go to our shop to do it. You can go to locations as shown on your screen. You can also call us on 0594 091 122. Shop now and pay later with ease. Max Buy, making shopping easy for you.
Welcome.
All right, welcome back from the break. We're just a couple of minutes away from joining the feed, so we'll do this one as quickly as we can. My guests are still seated here in the studio. And for those of you out there who are watching, many thanks for giving us your eyeballs. Odia Sempa Kwame Oware, my senior, I greet and I salute. Anyway, let's take a look at the lineup. And the first 11 for both sides will give us a to look out for Accra Hearts of Oak. Maoli Wayos gets a start. Ali Muhammad has been solid in defense. Abdul Karim will do his usual thing. There's Godwin Kojo, there's Henry Kweku Boateng, and then there's a chap, I feel that he's the unsung hero. The number 12 shirted Emmanuel Amankwa fits into any position that you put him into. Solomon Agbashi will start the game, and so we won't have the regular stopper Asari in goal. He takes a break for today. Let's cross over to the Bechem lineup quickly and also take a look at what they are bringing, what kind of opportunities will be coming their way. Emmanuel Aban, good to know that he's still active. Isaiah Nyako, then there's good old Austin Okra, who takes the captain's armband. Godfred Yawson, Richard Damina, Foster Jemfi, they will all be starting. Boa at Regain as well. These are regulars who have been in the team over a while. On the bench, they've got the likes of Yawano, Frank Amankwa, Emmanuel Yate, Ramsey Entry. They're all in there. Coach, let's weigh the two sides.
You know what funny thing? I just had a message from a true House of Folk fan. He's a friend. And he's telling me that House of Folk should remember what happened at Bechem last season. And make sure that they beat Bechem and beat them well.
What happened last season
at Bechem when they went there?
Okay.
So they should make sure that they should remember that and then make sure they
beat them convincingly. I see.
And I was trying to recall what happened there, but I'm sure I'll get it. I'm sure we've seen the lineup.
Yep.
You've mentioned the names.
Yep.
Yes, you talk of Augustine Okra, Emmanuel Aban. I'm surprised Frank Amankwa with the experience from Lebanon
is on the bench.
Gold Stars on the bench. Probably
he's been a
Malaya knows what he's bringing on board. I mean, Isaiah Nyako in Mayford has always been very solid.
He's been very superb,
a very good team. So looking at the players out there, Malaya wants to attack. He wants to score. Because looking at the position on the league log, he believes that if you do not get a point or points, he's definitely going to drop, and it's not good for them. But looking at the away games, I think that Bechem will struggle in this game. But at the end of the day, as I said, House of Folk stands the advantage of going closer to Mediama in terms of the points.
Didi has also explained the reasons why, I mean, some of the changes he's made. The most tangible one is the fact that goalkeeper takes a break. And so Bashi also gets a start for today. But that shouldn't worry the phobians.
No.
Should it?
You see, personally, I've said that if House of Folk are going to rotate, they should give Asari 4 matches, Solomon Bashi 2 matches. Because I believe that Solo is also equally good. That can also be in the Blasters. He has proven his days with Dreams FC. He was the best in the Confederation, not only in Ghana, on the African continent until he got injured. After his return, House of Folk fans that didn't know him got to know him when House of Folk went to play Sweden All Blacks. And since then, he has been fantastic for House of Folk. So even when Asari was coming, fans were contemplating. But Asari did what he was supposed to do in Hohoi when House of Folk went there, and then he had the clean sheet. So I believe that rotating them will also give the player the confidence to be in the team. Because House of Folk, unfortunately, are not in the FA Cup. They are only playing the league. So obviously, the rotation is good for them.
The rotation is good. And why?
Yep. You know, that's what Accra Hearts of Folk need. And talking in terms of the management side, what Coach Didi Dramani is doing, the rotation aspect of it. You know, yes, Solomon Agbasi has shown and has proven when he came.
I'm sure some of the fans are even yearning to see him in action because it's been a while.
Because at the time that Benjamin
Asare
was
keep him
injured,
rusty.
Yes,
And
not to
also
keep them
not to
rusty
keep him
too as
rusty.
well. When Benjamin Asare was injured, he came in and he showed his quality, you know. So I love it from the part of Coach D. Dramani doing that rotation aspect. Frank Mankwatu as well as coming in. You know, Kelvin Osayasibe is ill too as well. You know, that squad rotation coming from Accra Folk is good. You look at Bechem United. Yes, obviously the key player for them is going to be Augustine Okra. And as Coach Sefa said, you know, he is a player that when he's not on the ball, he looks very dangerous. Because that's when he's scanning.
He's a whole package.
Exactly. Scanning his environment to see when the ball is being played into spaces. He has that pace to beat defenders and all that. And Accra Hearts of Oak should be also be careful of free kick situations, because Okra.
How do you envisage the first 45?
First 45 minutes, I'm sure both teams are going to size themselves for me. In the second half.
But you don't know where it's coming from.
Yes, there's going to be a goal in the first half. Hearts of Oak has been starting well in all their games that they've been playing.
If you remember, you and I did the last Accra Hearts of Oak game, and they missed thunderous chances.
Even in the first half. When they played,
that has been Hearts of Oak. They created decent chances and they missed them.
And then they missed them. Okay, so let's all sit back and relax. The players are ready. They're joining the team on the field of play, and so will we. We'll come back your way again after the first 45.
That story can simply change for the Phobia, but as the two teams march onto the field, the story remains whether the Phobians can still ride high here at the Legon Stadium, or Bechem United Hunters can find their prey here and also change what celebration there is going to be in Bechem.
Good afternoon, and it's quite a big game, especially for Accra Hearts of Oak. They are still chasing the league leaders, Medium, and after Medium drop points on Friday at Nations FC, definitely the Phobians will be hoping that they can close in on them. But for Bechem United, it's not really been a smooth season for them. They know.
Moved straight to Sudan and eventually to Europe, and is currently back to Bechem United. He was one of the time the best player in the Premier League, top goal scorer as well. He's got almost everything ready for him to change the narrative there for Bechem United in this game. On the other side, they're looking at the changes they made to the setup there. A little bit of a late change for them with Godfred Yossing sitting, being withdrawn for Foster Sakiti to start ahead of him. But Augustine Afrani is also out for today's game for Emmanuel Abebio, and you have Yao Ano, who's also sitting out on the substitution bench for Emmanuel Sifa to start ahead of him. And so they've made 3 changes anyway.
A similar setup like that of Accra Hearts of Oak. You have Augustine Okra and then also Emmanuel Aban playing on either flanks, and Yeltsin will be leading the attack. And this is an attacking setup. They've not really scored quite a number of goals, but they'll be hoping that at least with the captain in the setup today, talking about Augustine Okra, things should really work out for them on the offensive end.
The Oak Seed are really happening today out there across Lagos Stadium. Malam Yaya there for you, the assistant coach there. And you also do have the coach for the Bechem United side, Kobina Emisa as well. But the Oak Seed is powered by the NCC. This is a very custom young fans of Hearts of Oak. As old as 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, all of them in the mix there trying to support the Phobians. And it's very much interesting looking at how these young Hearts of Oak fans loving every bit of the drums here. That's a came to having Kotoko's tertiary or for Fabu tertiary, but there's the Oak Seed.
Yeah, young, vibrant, and that's how it starts. Your love, loyalty, commitment to the club starts at a very young age, and it's such a great initiative having these young kids, to show their support to this great club week in, week out in home games.
And so the system really is set here for the Phobians and Bechem United. And Hearts of Oak in their rainbow colours, Bechem United in the light green outfit, defending from left to right there. And the Phobians want to ensure that at least they continue to ride high on the Premier League table. At least sitting with 35 points. It's pretty much a very exciting moment for them, even though they bring a bit of changes in the setup there. The likes of Ali Mohammed and Colin Kujo coming into the setup. But having Kareem also at the heart of midfield certainly tells a story of what they want to do. The Rafael Ponsa obviously playing a part there in the heart of midfield. One of the most exciting players for Hearts of Oak this season. Coach Masudu Dramani is also making some adjustment to the setup as they walk in straight here to have the first attempt. The Mauli Wayo has been one man who's been scoring some incredible goals there for Hearts of Oak this season.
Yeah, he scored some crucial goals for them. His goals have won them most of the points this season. Quite explosive, whenever he starts from the bench. Today he started, and we hoping that he could make use, the spaces created in front for him. Also, quite a lovely long ball trying to find him, and whoever is playing at that opposite side should really be careful of the threat he poses.
You have the very first corner kick of the afternoon. They're going to the inside. Has the broken ball swung into the far post once again. It's been brought back into the 18-yard box, and referee really seeing the ball out of play. Again, it's been hit across the bar there. Hartlepool having a lot of players coming into contention there. Abadamu playing a role there as a left foot back.
I think it was a routine corner kick. Let's look at that from Amponsa. A bit long over there, eluded everyone initially, but it was Hamza trying to head that one back. Actually, it was Afrani heading that one, trying to target Hamza, who was in the 6-yard box. Almost pounced on that.
Trying to get the ball straight to the goalkeeper there. Towards Regan. Recent meeting between the two sides clearly showing a very fiercely contested encounter out back in 2023. Hartlepool and Bechem United. Since that time, they have faced each other 6 times. 3 wins for Hartlepool. Bechem United picking up.
Yeah, and as a quality and also the depth they have, there's a side that many believe, especially the fans believe, that there's quite a lot more to unleash. But a bit of pragmatic football hasn't really. They're pushing moment forward. They're probing. They're asking too many questions with those long balls from deep areas. Allowing Maliwayu and then also put Kubatin to search forward. And that's also forcing the fullbacks of Bechem United not to attack. And that's why there's so much pressure on them now. Hard to work with the overloads in those wide areas.
Versus corner kick this time. Taking it deep into the far post. Goalkeeper's already committed. It goes to ground and again the side post. Scrambling for the right touch on the ball there, but Hartlepool will certainly be penalized there for being so hard on the goalkeeper there at just 12-yard area, and so he needs to be attended to.
Yeah, a bit scrappy play there. Not easily cleared by Bechem United. He nearly got punished for that one, but now is the goalkeeper who suffers that injury. But then another dangerous ball, the in-swinging corner. That was misjudged by the goalkeeper. And just look at that, Mohamed Ali going for it. He believes it was a handball, but then nothing given. Another strike going off the woodwork. The referee coming to the rescue, and Hartlepool already with their tails up. Seems some good incursions, but that nearly could have resulted in a penalty kick. That contact made, on Mohamed Ali. I think referee signaled for an offside.
The only goalkeeper need to be attended to here by the medical team, and Suleiman Abashi is coming in to replace Benjamin Asari. Very good story there for Benjamin Asari before the game there. He's been signed on by Unilever as a brand ambassador. Benjamin Asari going into the World Cup. He's one player almost Hartlepool fans are looking to see him in at the World Cup with the Black Stars, but today he's officially been given that huge responsibility. The exciting story about him being a brand ambassador for Unilever Ghana.
That's huge. That's huge. Just a couple of seasons ago, he was with Great Olympics. Yeah, an unbelievable goalkeeper, but unfortunately 16 clean sheets couldn't keep them afloat. And all of a sudden, he's on his way to the World Cup, possibly, if he should stay fit, helping Black Stars also qualify to the World Cup.
Here comes Henry Kweku Boateng again, goes to ground there. He was impeded. Tell you what, that will not be given. And Hartlepool have really been in control this time, trying to keep it neat and simple there. The Phobians having picked up a massive win here against 11 Wonders. Bechem United also having stayed at home to beat Hartlepool Lions by a goal to nil. The teams at the 3 points in match day 21 there, so at least I feel pretty much excited about the performance and getting to this game there. Hartlepool do have a very huge encounter against Asante Kotoko back in Kumasi, the Classico. He's knowing that the Farmless team lost heavily to Hearts of Lions, and Mediama also dropping the points against Nations FC. Really, they have a huge opportunity today to see if they can move up on the Premier League log.
Definitely, and you wouldn't need any motivation to go into such a game knowing that you can close in on the league leaders, closing, reduce that deficit to just 5, and then also open up a 3-point gap between yourself and your biggest rivals. It's just going to be a huge win for them, but I think the motivation will also be the fact that you're coming up against the worst away side in the division, talking about Bechem United. No win so far in any away game so far in this season.
A lovely ball there as Nyakun trying to pick up Augustine Okra. Hitting the ball there, Kobnemi, so the head coach for the side. And Augustine Okra scored against Hearts of Lions, obviously. He's always there at the right place at the right time to motivate his setup to pick up any point that he wish to pick it. They're trying to control the game here at the Legon Stadium. Bit of a long run there, Okra. And just going to have Ali Mohammed. Again, the centre-back doing so well to pick up the pieces there against Augustine Okra. As the Phobians begin to charge forward here on the right-hand side, and Kweku Boateng also obviously being part of the attacking play of Hartlepool. And again, the opportunity is always there to ensure that his team is moving in the right direction by way of getting the balls into a very dangerous area onto the foot there. In the midfield, Karim also playing a role this afternoon. David Oponfani sitting really right in front of the back four and trying to dictate the pace there as a holding midfielder, but he gets a lot of support there from Karim and also that of Kweku Boateng on the flanks.
It's more of the variations for them, 4-3-3, seen them play with a makeshift left back in Adamu, and then also in midfield we have Prane. He's not your robust GM, but kind of a playmaker who loves to find men in open spaces. And Amponsa also trying to help them in deep, and they've already been dominant in midfield so far. Hartlepool.
Only while you're here for Hartlepool, and they're trying forward there, but again a very poor play from him. Not too sure he was able to pick his man well. Hamza Issa was just raising right in front of him. Wayo just didn't quite get into the intended target, and the fans not really happy about it.
Yeah, he had options. He just had options, but decided to go with the outside of his foot. Trying to play that one into space for Hamza Issa, who was also playing off the shoulders of the defenders. It was a good ball. The intentions were so clear what he had wanted to do, but a bit of a hit by Mauli Wayo. At least controlling that ball would have resulted in a 3v2 situation or 2v3 situation. At least maybe the better decision would have been made by the attacker.
Okay, intercepting the ball here for Bechem United now to one against the Hartlepool. Okra taking the pace, and he's also giving the ball away. And again, Karim putting control well now, allowing Bechem United to charge forward here. Emmanuel Sifa and Ali Mohammed. Yes, at least hesitated a little bit to come for the ball, but Sifa couldn't quite control well.
That's why you don't lose the ball in such critical areas, and that was Abdul Karim losing the ball. Simple touch, the simplest of passes, would have at least allowed Hartlepool to break free. But then Bechem United still on the left, despite the fact that we've seen fewer possession, really not been bad, holding their own.
Aban with the launch here into the box. And Bechem United really looking to pick this one. But a half volley there, but that was an incredible attempt there, Bechem United, to at least have punished Hartlepool with the first goal. And Deidre Mane certainly responding with a bit of a talk to the team to be wary of Bechem United. Anytime they get themselves in a very good position, they can't punish you.
Most definitely, and that was Emmanuel Sifa. overhead kick. After that long throw from Emmanuel Alban, straight into the box. And these days it's been a routine, throwing for most teams. They know they can make something happen out of it, at least cause some havoc in the 18-yard box.
Hamza Issa able to control the ball and get the ball back into a very dangerous area. The Phobians now having possession. Bechem United, we want to go with the long throw here, but Augustin Okra has been picked up. On the right hand side, he's got some of the trickery here. Okra, fill up one side behind him. Augustin Okra here. Then comes Abibu. One of the best control there for Richard Cham, now losing possession to the Phobians right now. And then they're trying to move forward here. Hamza Issa charging on the right, looking to hit this one. Hamza Issa! Well, again, not the best, but at least he came in for the warning shot there to Bechem United. Should be very careful. They can be punished in time. Hamza Issa is on the charge here.
Lovely mazy run by the Hartsville attacker. Wanted to do it all alone, but there was no one assisting him over there. The closest to him was Mauli Wayo, in the best of positions to get at the end of a pass. And
United, Nyakon also trying to reach one from afar. Again, a very interesting display there from Bechem United. Not overawed at all by the fact that the Phobians are looking to get themselves in a very good area ahead of the match against anticipated game against Asante Kotoko. It's always going to be something spectacular in there. After just 20 games, to work out 35 points. And when we see them leaping, going ahead of Asante Kotoko with a 3-point difference ahead of the Classico at the Babara Stadium. It's always going to be Mauli Wayo here. They create something special.
yeah, but that was an easy ball to have dealt with. Mauli Wayo just allowing that ball to go out of play with that awful hit. So far in just, close to 16, 17 minutes, and we've not really seen Hartsville try to just string those passes centrally, just resorted to the long balls, to the channels, and it's been so easy so far for Bechem United. They are trying to keep their shape, they're trying to frustrate Hartsville as well, closing all the spaces.
Hartsville really have scored 5 goals in 5 matches, with Mauli Wayo scoring 2 out of them. The most recent display there by the attacker. Yet again, there's a foul here by Bechem United's Foster Jenfi. Captain Hartsville get a free kick. So long, a bit of a showboating there by midfielder. And just went across Eku Boateng. Hartsville really have this free kick deal with it. Good ball to the left-hand side again, just to pick up the lonely run there of Ali Mohammed. Just couldn't quite get to him, and The frustration clearly tells a story of what the Phobians intended to do there.
It was clear what they had wanted to do. Initially we thought that was Rafael Lamponsa going to take it. Kweku Boateng steps back again to whip in that cross with the left. Just look at that, aiming towards the far post again. And we've spoken about the fact that that has been the routine for them. Whenever there's a set piece, targeting one tall, lanky defender at the far post who could nod in that ball centrally for someone to tap in. We've seen that with the corner kicks already, and with this one, it just wasn't far away from Mohamed Ali. He made a straight run, a forward run, but just couldn't connect to that ball.
A little bit of a notch there. Yako.
Yeah. A bit of a rock play. Kujo just barging into him. That was a good call.
They're trying to make sure that Bechem United do not have any moment here in the game, and especially so when they had to go down heavily against Asante Kotoko. But Hearts of Oak do feel they may also have the momentum. A lovely play here. Phobians could control. Well, the most clean sheet there for Hearts of Oak. We do have Benjamin Asari having 8 of those. So I see with 6. Shaibu with just 1 clean sheet there, but the most really coming through from Benjamin Asari, who's sitting out in today's game. Suleiman Bashi, a very trusted pair of hands there for the Phobians as well. Session now back to Phobians, now having the point front and a very key role there in terms of variations you mentioned. And I was able to rotate his movement in this game. Speaking to the head coach of Bechem United, talks about how the Phobians feel they can also score more goals against Bechem United because Kotoko did it. Well, looking for the handball call there, but the referee was just right on the action and waived disagreements about the call there from Mauliwayo.
That was close, very close. Mauliwayo trying to find his strike partner. Just look at that, no, came off. That's the stomach of Boat regain. Mauliwayo, there was a spark thinking from the attacker. They've struggled to find space, but that's just how you set up your fellow attackers.
The line it is there for goal kick for Bechem United, at least trying their part in the game. It's been pretty much of a very average performance at the moment in the last 20 minutes or so in the game. Hearts of Oak really not seen plenty of actions right in front of the penalty box of Bechem United. Bechem United Hearts of Oak as much as you expect them to do, but once upon a time they were a very good side there. I'm expecting to see a lovely piece of work from both teams. Now the upper hand and real work really coming from midfield, where both teams want to stamp the authority.
Most definitely, especially for Hearts of Oak. Coming up against the team with the worst away record in the division, you should really have the upper hand. That should be enough motivation, knowing that Bechem United hasn't won any game away from home this season. And you would want to up your energy, at least in the first 30 minutes, try to go up or settle them a bit, because now it looks like Bechem United are enjoying the routine attack by Hearts of Oak. You can see them in that 4-3-3, even having support from the wide man Emmanuel Arban, and then also their captain Augustin Okra. It's becoming so easy. They are just moving into shape and making it very difficult for Hearts of Oak to find the spaces behind.
On to 20 minutes of the game here at the Legon Stadium with a free kick there for Hearts of Oak. Rafael Lamponsa's ball into the box, and eventually he's been cleared away for another corner kick advantage there for the Phobians. Just not able to deal with the scenarios there.
Not at all, no one trying to put pressure on the ball, and what regain again, just heading that one out of play for a corner kick. I was thinking, I was in that pressure, he could have just bundled that one out of play, maybe infield for them to attack.
Okay, taking shot now. Phobians we have to control here with a left footed shot. And goes wide once again. And not the anticipated drive there the Phobians were expecting to see, but those are moments teams will be working hard.
Yeah, that return ball, using the run of Aponsa as a decoy. Abdul Karim hit it from a very, very acute angle. And a lot of bodies in the box as well. The visibility not so clear for Asiedu, but accuracy there, a bit lacking. Wouldn't even direct that one on target.
Can't give the ball away so easy there. Hamza Issa here, hard to hook, controls well, finds space. Looking for teammates. Here comes Ali Mohammed. Swinging and spreading play to the left-hand side, and it's been to see Adamu picking up here. And a little bit of a track back, beautifully done by Bechem United, able to stop the marauding runs of Adamu here. And I guess a reverse of the pass now, looking for to swing one into the box, and internetize. Hamza Issa couldn't quite get to a little bit of a push there from Hamza Issa on Regan.
Straight arms, but a lovely whip of the ball by Adamu. He's really finding space on the left-hand side of attack, but again, Hamza Issa not trying to attack the ball whatsoever. He didn't have his eyes on the ball, but rather a push there on Derek Afriyie, and referee right there to call it. They're making inroads now, they're making incursions, they're having touches in the opposition box, but there's been nothing clinical from them. It's not really been convincing, especially whenever they make an incursion into the final third.
Trying to make a move here. Trying to see exactly what the Bechem United side will be coming out with. The referee was being waved on for a bit of a push. Hartlepool have really been solid at home this season with just a single defeat. That came from the match against Santi Kotoko. And they have 4 draws and 4 wins at home as well. They've gone unbeaten in their last 4 home games, winning 3 against Samatex Nations and Visions, 1-0. Just a draw against James FC as well, where the game went goalless. Bechem United trying to charge forward here with Azan Yako, sending the ball down to the left-hand side once again. Looking for some bit of support there. Gaston Okra is intended target for this pass. Good control there from Okra. His experience is always coming to bear here in this game. The referee just seeing that to be a foul here.
That was a hard tackle there. And it was Emmanuel Alban. Just couldn't win the ball. A bit out straight. Like the catching Mauli Wayu. Always loves to work his socks off, Mauli Wayu. But has that niche, to score very valuable goals. Big goals for Accra Hartsville.
Again, you're seeing the Bechem United team struggling at least to keep momentum up and tight, and Augustino Okra trying to free his team forward, and now they have to be hitting it from a very dangerous areas. Surprisingly, we expect to see how the teams will be working out against Suleiman Abashi.
He's not really had quite a number of balls to save, especially with this man on the bench today. If you are the first choice goalkeeper, if you've been selected to start this game, definitely there will be some pressure on you, to try and prove everyone that you're equally good. Because it's never in doubt that Benjamin Asari is always Hartlepool's #1 and captain, but for Solomon Akbasi, you've had a section of the Hartlepool fan base making a case for him to also be, part of the Black Stars team to the World Cup, and that's why, from time to time the head coach always has him in his plans, and today he really has something to prove here in this game.
Good left touch there from Okra. Now the team trying to search forward. Lovely piece of work now from Emmanuel Sefa. Okra once again giving it back to the cherry. Bechem United. Sefa once again. Scott Damu to beat now. Not too sure what the plan there was for Sefa again. And able to weave their way behind the back line of Hartlepool, and having it very much difficult to do so. Hartlepool yet to drop point against Bechem United at home in the last 2 encounters. Again, there will be a little bit of a history there for the side to do so, interestingly. I haven't seen a lot of the hard work there from the coach, Kobne Misa, and the assistant coaches. And a bit of shocking story there for Bechem United in terms of what they've been able to do in the Premier League and their position so far.
That was definitely, for a side like Bechem United, that's one of the sides that in recent years, you talk about being consistent in the top four, and they've always been there, and over the years, it's been a drop in quality for them, as far as these top players, Konkoni, Clinton Dodu, all these players coming through Bechem United, but then not with the team anymore. And for Hearts of Oak, you're thinking, yeah, there should be motivation for you, especially when you want to close it. There should be motivation for you. You've seen the likes, of Abdul Karim trying to set forward, playing some forward passes as well, but nothing really, clinical. Like I said, the final balls have always lacked quality.
Bechem United really had a very poor start to the season. We saw them go their last 5 matches without a win. They suffered a three losses, 2-1 to Gold Stars, 1-0 to Heart of Lions, and 2-1 defeat to Adriana Stars, and 2 draws with Holy Stars and Hearts Folk during their difficult moment. The appointment of coach Misa and Malam Yaya really making a lot of difference there for Bechem United. That put them in the poor position now. Mauliwayo is a target here, and unable to control well, or just eluding him.
Again, we talk about the quality of the final balls, and again, a lovely whip into the box. Mauliwayo just not knowing what to do now, trying to trap it for a second. I think that was a bit of a hit from Kweku Boateng, and he's really working some magic with his left foot, showing that, in swinging cross, trying to find Ali Mohammed not long ago. Then this one as well, trying to find Mauliwayo, and one moment of brilliance, one moment of one quality pass could really be what Hearts of Oak would need now.
Again, we have to see how the Phobians are able to get themselves away from any difficult moments in the game. Sometimes one of the difficult moments there again for them is how they are able to change the game plans and tactical switches and the introduction of new coaches. Again, having no sensibility for Gordon Kujo, deputizes for him anytime he's not part of the game. And he's also formed a very good partnership there with Ali Mohammed with Adamo here for Hearts of Oak, left foot trying to cut in beautifully. Now the Phobians once again have possession. And now trying to send the ball back again for Ali Mohammed to drop it deep into the 18-yard box of Bechem United, and declared away by Regan to the half of Hearts of Oak. And once again, also the players of Bechem United in the other half, and Hearts of Oak having a bit of a holiday here. It's a sunset beach holiday for the Phobians. Ali Mohammed trying to find a way to get the ball straight into very dangerous areas, Raphael and Ponser, and then you have Gordon. And again, you have to see how best they can control the midfield. Pretty neat and simple. Hearts of Oak, Ali Mohammed once again. Switching play, finds Adamo on the left. A lot of spaces for him. And Okra trying to trap back to defend his lines. He's been surrounded by plenty players, and Mauliwayo once again goes in. And Bechem United once again delivering dangerously in their own half.
Yeah, to pinning them down to their own box. It's becoming a bit suffocating for them now to even try to break away. And you can see Augustino Okra dropping deeper to help with defensive duties as well.
And to half an hour here at the Legon Stadium. And trying to see how best the teams can play their part and win matches. Bechem United have been a good story there for them.
They've been awful in the away games. You talk about Bechem United, and it's one of the things that you'd hope to work on, especially for a team that's battling relegation, a team that isn't entirely safe from the dogfight. You always want to up your game in big games like this, and they've been one of the sides that would always, make Hearts of Oak sweat for 80 points at all. The win in the reverse fixture, that goalless draw was a game that they could have won as well. They just threw everything at Hearts of Oak, but just couldn't find a way in such an away game. Yeah, you'd want to play it with a low block, but you just need to take your chances, and they'll be hoping that one or two that falls to them, they would make it count.
Well, the current form in the Premier League, sitting 10th in the Premier League, Lord Bechem United, having 7 wins and 5 drawn games, and having had 9 defeats there, and so they try to pick the pieces. Got 17 goals and have conceded 22. Bechem United. And defensively, a little bit much an opening side. You mentioned how poor they've been on the road in the Premier League.
They're conceding, but you know they've come a couple of times to close to conceding, and we've seen Babadamu playing as a left back today, having lots of spaces to attack, not just sending in some quality balls, but you know, he's really had some space.
And poor set pieces defended there by Bechem United, the visitors, and having difficulties dealing with the scenarios. He was trying to control well and free up Okra. And then Yako was intended target once again and was unable to deal with it. Bechem now in control, trying to hit the balls into the half of Advertisements. Okra with a slip there, allowing the Phobians to begin to go straight at them and charge and see what they can also do against them at the moment. The referee really having a very quiet afternoon, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. You know, tempo, intensity a bit low, below average, if you should ask me. But that was a dangerous ball. The Okra slipping. Mohamed Ali with no intentions at all to make contact, you know, with the head of Okra. Just slipped, unfortunately. And Ali has tried all he could there to just, you know, not make contact, even making minimal contact there. But for Bechem United, yeah, they would always play like a team, you know, without a win on the road. And it's understandable why they're going with a low block, you know, having their wide players in Okra and then also Emmanuel Arban just drop deeper to help with defensive duties there. You know, allowing Sakite all those space up front, but then there's no connection at all. You know, no quality balls to Sakite up front, and that has been the problem with them. For Hearts of Oak, you know, they've always wanted to attack from the left-hand side where Baba Adamu finds himself, and you know, he's had spaces to whip in balls, but you question the quality of those balls, and perhaps that's what they'll be talking about now. Mauluwayu drifting a bit to the left-hand side to help Adamu, you know, sending those balls for Hamza Issa to attack.
Bechem United really have scored 4 goals in the last 5 matches and 8 in that round, cooling break. The coaches can now have an opportunity of dealing with the players and dealing to give them that bit of a pep talk and see how they can change the narrative in the game. It's been a bit of a low tempo, you said, and seeing a lot of runs and goals scored in the game. Hearts of Oak were looking to start a very strong attack against Bechem United. There's a moment here for the Phobians to have Ali Mohammed coming into the midfield area. Hearts of Oak again struggling to keep possession. Bechem United again also not able to defend the lines pretty well.
We have close to 5 bodies in the box now trying to defend, and it's not really been high tempo. You know, you just need to make them work. You need to be a bit more expansive, and that's one thing Hearts of Oak are failing to do now and then. They're allowing Bechem United to keep their shape and frustrate them.
Phobians now trying to move. Here comes Bechem United. Hearts of Oak with the long ball deep into the half of Bechem United. Good control the first time, and it's been hit wide. Trying to call there for goal kick. The penalty will not be given. That's a good control. Lovely piece of work here from Hearts of Oak, Emmanuel Mankwa.
And that's what you want to see from your fullback. That's what you want to see from your right back. Lovely forward run there into the box, Emmanuel Amankwa. For the first time in this game, nearly resulting, you know, in a goal for Hearts of Oak. That 10, you know, the way he traps the ball, so incredibly done. But then just couldn't keep the shot down a bit to work Asiedu.
Well, there are moments where Bechem United really have had to pick some interesting wins in the Premier League. 1-0 win against Bechem, Chelsea and Gold Stars, and Hearts of Lions coupled with a 2-1 defeat to Holy Stars. But interestingly, that devastating 6-0 defeat to Asante Kotoko probably changing was everything there for them.
Yeah, it was the worst game I've seen them play in years. You talk about Bechem United.
Yeah, you saw that game in Kumasi, didn't you?
It was a bad game. It was a game where, you know, they could have taken a 2-0 lead. Yeah, the flat chances they had just shot coming off the crossbar, the woodwork a couple of times before Kotoko scored, and it was total annihilation for them. But you can put up such performances on the road and expect to stay in the Premier League. No, the level of the Premier League is above that, and they know that. And today they've been cautious. They've not tried to set more forward. They've not really even tried to, commit a lot more forward, because they know that Hearts of Oak can head them the moment they commit too many men forward. And it's really been the low block for them. But you would expect them to still count on such a setup until they know that they can at least walk back home with a point.
It was one of the biggest shocking stories in the Premier League. The likes of Hearts of Oak fans and even Kotoko fans were not expecting that bit of a win there for the Porcupine Warriors, but it did happen against Bechem United. And they anticipated, they were expecting to see a lot of performances from Santi Kotoko that might probably give them the edge here, but the Phobians will have the upper hand before the big clash at the Barbara Stadium. Adamu here for Hearts of Oak, cutting in beautifully on the left-hand side or the left foot. Now trying to get the balls going, and Yako's interception. The Phobians will get back possession once again. Ali Wayo struggling. The Phobians once again moving forward. Their rifle and Ponsan stretching play down to Amankwa. Advertising a longer cross into the box, and Hearts of Oak have to let the ball go away to Aban. Nyako for Bechem United. Good work now from Nyako. I see it back beautifully. And they try to hit the balls into the Hearts of Oak. Again, there's nobody there to pick it up.
Yeah, and that's the game plan now from Accra Hearts of Oak. We try to press very, very hard. We retain that ball, win it quickly. Then we turn defense into attack.
Thomas ball into the box. Once again, it's been chested down to the goalkeeper. Again, he's two goalkeepers. He's the most busiest. Benjamin Akwesi Sieru.
You would always be busy if you come up against Hearts of Oak, especially away from home. And he's had some easy balls to deal with, but then nothing really dangerous from Hearts of Oak. We've seen a couple of balls, a couple of crosses from Adamu from the left-hand side, Boateng from the right-hand side, but nothing really threatening from the Phobians. And, that's where you step up a bit. That's where you try to throw your left back and your right back a bit more forward to offer support up front. It's something we've not really seen do. We've not really seen Emmanuel Amankwa have one touch in the box of, and it's something that Bechem United are really doing well now, pushing Hearts of Oak a bit backwards.
Here comes some points here for Hearts of Oak. Amankwa release on the right hand side. And it's going to be the Phobians who acquired in their display here. Comes Adamu. Kujo. And Hearts of Oak really pretty much ranked second in terms of current form. The last 5 matches with 10 points, scoring 5 and conceding 1 against Mijema SC, and Mijema has been the only side ahead of them regarding form in the last 5 matches with 12 points. So the last 5 minutes of the first half here, but the records really in this time favors Hearts of Oak in terms of how disciplined they've been and how resilient they've also been at the back, not conceding too many goals there, but haven't really been able to bank in sort of goals that you expect from them. But once again, it's the Phobians who want to go on a high in the Premier League.
Yeah, they would want to. It's been a bit lethargic. The way they play and attack Hearts of Oak, it's lacked energy, explosiveness. It's just been too painstaking from them, a bit pragmatic as well. And if they should continue like this, Bechem United wouldn't allow them any space at all. They're covering each and every space, blocking all the passing lanes.
A 4-2-3-1 formation there from Bechem United against the 4-3-3 there for Hearts of Oak. Really tells you how open and how defensive the Bechem United team have been. They're not able to open up too many gaps for the Phobians to exploit. Trying to keep it neat and simple. Again, hard to work going forward.
Well, like I said earlier on, it's really been painful watching them, especially if you're a fan, you know, especially when they're playing at home. And you'd expect that they inject a bit of pace, a bit of bite, you know, and urgency into their game. Hartlepool, they've just been passing the ball around and, you know, just forcing the ball around, allowing Bechem United to just cover spaces and just also try to break free.
Again, it's going to be Phobians who are having field day and having Hamza Issa here charging forward. And a sliding tackle coming in. The referee just going to have the player booked.
And that's what you get where you try to be explosive. That's what you get where you go a bit direct. Just two touches and you could see them trying to make that straight away in catching it. Then Hamza Issa with the ball and it was Boad Regan. Just doesn't allow him to go through with a sliding tackle on him. When that was definitely going to be a card, but you know, that's what you expect the forward line of Hartlepool to always do. A bit of speed, a bit of swiftness. I think if they really want to get on the score sheet, that's what they have to start doing now. You know, putting those balls into the channels for Wayo and then also Hamza Issa to feed off.
Again, it's going to be a free kick advantage now for the Phobians, the player. Just going to be an interesting scenario here. Nice now there for Malam Yaya. She was expecting a former national assets for Ghana. Free kick, Rafael Amposa behind the ball there. Karim also behind. And it's going to be a very poor play there from Kweku Boateng, Henry. Yellow card will confirm to Emmanuel Abibiu. When it comes to the performance once again of the two sides here, the Phobians are expected to at least come out with something. Not and simple.
I would always, you know, be expected to take the game to Bechem United, especially looking at the state of Bechem United now and where they lie precariously, you know, on the table. You'd be expecting Hartlepool to do better, but that was a dangerous challenge there by Kujo. I'll be surprised if he doesn't go into the books of the referee. You know, a high foot challenge there.
Two players up, their names taken. Abibiu for Bechem United.
I think that was it over there. That was a foot high. That was a dangerous ball.
The centre back has also got his name taken.
That was.
Again, you're having a percentage advantage. And straight away of the Phobians. And here they come again, the Bechem United side clearing the lines defensively. Beautiful. Well, again, you're talking about the performance of these two sides and Hartlepool having been tucked into this game. And tell you what, not the story most fans expected to see there. We have being goalless before or perhaps half time. This will be the vintage Hartlepool team now, but they have opportunity now to get the first goal before the break. Again, fluffing that a chance, Hartlepool. A bit of a pretty much of a scrappy nature, and so ends the first half here. And so both teams have had to be a little bit lethargic, not seeing plenty of advantages or perhaps opportunities. Has little to do in terms of saves there for the Phobians, same as goalkeeper Sedu. The narrative here will remain that the Phobians are looking to edge against Asante Kotoko before the main Classico at the Babayara Stadium. Hartlepool really about to work hard the first 45 minutes, and Bechem looking to see what happens in the second half.
Of course, they've been awful hard to work, especially at offensive end. They've been so awful. Too many wayward passes, nothing, impressive from them. It's been flat and bleak from them in attack, and I believe the pep talk over the next 15 minutes from Masoud Germani will be hard to inject some energy and bite up from. For Bechem United, they've been resolute. They've really kept their shape, and they've made it difficult for Hartlepool to break down that solid defense.
And I want to come back in the second half to see exactly what will be happening and some of the changes the coaches might be ringing in tactically to change the second half play by both teams. Hartlepool at home to Bechem United, match day 21 of the Premier League, as they look forward to a very big and exciting moment there against Asante Kotoko. And so at the break here at the Legon Stadium, it is Hartlepool who are trying to find a narrative there in terms of percentage. They've seen plenty of the balls there. 4 corner kicks for the home side. And a lot of fouls there in the game there. Nobody has been shown a red card pretty much yet.
From buying the home appliance you want, or are you frustrated by the late pay delivery? Worry no more. The unprecedented deal from Max Buy is here. Buy your TV, AC, refrigerators, washing machine, and have it delivered within 24 hours at zero cost. Yes, you heard it right. 24 hours free delivery and installation within Accra and Tema at the comfort of your home. For clarification on this offer, call us on 0544 019 552. You can also order on our website www.maxbuy.com.gh. Buy now, pay later policy is here to help you. For phones, bring your Ghana card, your voter's ID, or your driving license. Make a 30% deposit, and you're good to go home with your brand new phone. Also, if you want an appliance to buy, you need to make 40 to 50% deposit. Bring your Ghana card, your voter's ID, or your driving license. Additionally, you need to provide a copy of your electricity bill receipt, either soft copy or hard copy. Your installation because it's free. With Max Buy Now Pay Later, you need to go to our shop to do it. You can go to locations as shown on your screen. You can also call us on 0594 091 122. Shop now and pay later with ease. Max Buy, making shopping easy for you.
Welcome to Max Buy.
Babe, me sending messages.
Hey Jerry, this your phone. What is this?
Babe, relax. Today is the day I turn water into wine. We're in the promised land. Max Buy is here to save us, okay? Don't worry, I'm coming.
Make sure you don't embarrass me like you did the other time at the chopper.
Hey, it's boy.
Message me send.
Welcome to Max Buy.
You're welcome to Max Buy, Ghana's #1 electronic retail store with brands like Techno, Itel, Infinix, iPhone, Oraimo, Edifier, and Synix. We have over 40 shops nationwide, a convenient payment plan, online shopping, and home delivery. How may I help you?
You know, my queen deserves the best. Show me your top gadget here.
That was the same thing you said at the shoe shop the other time. I heard it Jerry!
Madam, don't worry. At Max Buy, we have everything for everyone and every budget.
Babe, imagine our anniversary selfie with this Techno Camon 30S. Everybody would think that we are Ghana's Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Welcome to Max Buy.
Power couple, papa.
Power couple, our phone into me power.
Max Buy has flexible payment plans for us.
Oh yes, you can pay in installments.
Hey, Yakuya, and who said this is your?
At MaxBuy, we've got it all. Mobile phones, smart TVs, air conditioners, kettles, microwaves, blenders, and more.
What's your payment plan? When are you going to start chasing me for it?
Relax, Jerry. MaxBuy makes it convenient for everybody. You can pay daily, weekly, or monthly. Just focus in making Madam happy. That's all.
With over 40 shops nationwide, flexible payment plan, online shopping, and home.
Welcome to MaxBuy.
Drinks, a whole new vibe. Another quality product from Casa Precon. Approved.
All right, you're welcome back from the University of Ghana Stadium. It's not been so much of an interesting or entertaining game, if you ask me. Chances have been created. Again, we saw a lot of those chances going to waste. Bechem have just kept a steady walk in the park. Accra Hearts of Oak have tried almost everything. But it's ended up with missing the target, ballooning the ball in the air. It's not been such a crisp 45 minutes. And I'm not surprised, Coach, that the one goal you saw has still failed to turn up.
Well, the chances were created, but just unfortunate, especially the House of Oak players couldn't bury. I spoke about Augustine Okra. Without the ball, you may think that he's not part of the team, but he'll be scanning. You saw how his runs have been. And I think that credit goes to the Bechem United team. They've been able to hold their own, especially when they are under pressure. They calm down to build from the back. And I think that they've been able to hold House of Oak midfield of Abdul Karim and, of course, Rafael Amponsa in midfield. So House of Oak are finding it difficult. And I think that Kwaku Henry on the other side, as I said, anytime he cuts in, he doesn't shoot.
The finishing is not there.
The end result has been zero. I think that 60% possession to Hasselhoff, I doubt a bit, but at the end of the day, I have to give it in. And, but I think that Hasselhoff has been the better side because based on the chances that they've created in the half of Bechem United, and they've seen more of the balls in the half of Bechem United than Bechem United themselves.
I'll go to NY before we cross back to the stadium to take their views or the opinions of the technical bench as far as the first 45 minutes is concerned. NY.
I was not surprised because I said earlier on that it's going to be a halftime draw. That's going to give the teams opportunity to see if they can exploit the weaknesses of both teams. I've known Accra Heart of Oak some time, and I know that definitely playing with a Bechem United side that they know that their away performance is not that good, but they will come out to fight. They show their resilience nature in the first half. But I'm sure both coaches, especially the Didi Dramani, will map up a strategy getting into the second half because the creativity from the midfield, I couldn't really get it because I was looking at how Pong and Karim and Ampunsa would do justice to the midfield. But credit to Bechem United. They've been resilient for the first half.
All right, let's go back to the stadium. The assistant coaches are standing by to give us their opinions of the first 45 minutes of the game.
United have been joined by the assistant coach of Bechem, Malam Yaya. Malam, I mean, you've seen the first 45 minutes. How would you assess the performance of your boys so far?
I think we are very, very happy about the performance because they are playing tactical discipline on field, and that gives us difficult to penetrate.
Of course. Now, I've seen that you kept pushing Augustine Okra to the wings. Is that a tactical, switch that you did?
Yeah, of course, it's a tactical because Okra is a very intelligent player. So the moment we get the ball, when we give it to him, he is a very intelligent, so that we can use the counter attack to punish the Hasselhoff.
Now you talked about winning. What should change in the second half if you want to get 3 points in this one?
Yeah, I said 1 point or 3 points, so still is the same.
Okay, so that is Malam Yaya, the assistant coach of Bechem. Win this game, they close the gap on Mediema, who are the league leaders. Goalkeeper trainer for Heart of Oak, Najau Isa has also joined me. Najau, first 45 minutes, goalless, you've not scored, but you've not created enough chances. Is that really a worry for you?
Yeah, I'm very, very worried because we think that the more you create, the more your chances of winning the game is possible. But I think that we haven't created enough chances. Though we have more of the ball than the opponent, and then we have found ourselves in the key moments of the game. It just left with the final decision, then we are through to go.
Would you make some tactical switches or you change the personnel in the second half?
Of course, we need somebody who can carry the ball to the opponent.
And who is that?
Well, you wait for it.
You have Hussein on the bench. Would you introduce him into the game?
Once everybody is capable of playing, those who are on the bench, everybody is capable of playing. And Hussein is not exceptional. He's one of those on the bench, so he can come in on the second half.
Okay, Naja, we wish you the best for the second.
It's a tough one for Accra Heart of Oak, isn't it? Almost all the time, it is the finishing that seems to be letting them down. Coach Didi Dramani has complained about this a few times, and there you saw, or you heard, Najao Issa, the assistant, also complaining about it. So Coach Sefa also made a point, and a very valid one. When the window opened for the second round, Hearts could not sign any players, and we all know the reasons why. Does that mean that Hearts will have to huff and puff for the remainder of the season with the kind of quality that they have? And I'm only quoting Nachau's words. The finishing is just not there.
Yeah. I believe that they've been repeating it.
Yes, but you're repeating it without favorable results.
I also think that they need to improvise. I've said that, look, it's not about your striker that should be scoring goals for you all the time. We've been watching games in Europe, elsewhere, where wide players are scoring. I mean, when you go to Liverpool, who is their top scorer? It's not their non-striker. Yeah. You go to Arsenal, who is it? When you go to Liverpool, when you go to Barcelona and Real Madrid, I believe that the coaches need to work more on the offensive players too. House of Oak have not shot at goal. And why do you do shooting at training?
No creativity.
No, why do you do goal scoring at training? Goal scoring is not just about just shooting. It's about having the target right. Either you place, you put a spin on the ball.
accuracy.
There are so many things that you need to do by getting the ball at the back of the net. And it shouldn't be Hamza Issa or Frank Duku as a striker. There are a lot of offensive players. As I mentioned, Henry Boateng on the right. Anytime he cuts in, he does not shoot. So what does the technical bench tells him? Then come to tell us that we create final delivery. He should be doing that shooting and training. Then he brings in into the game situation. Probably going to hurt. Any player that cuts in should face the goal pole directly, should be able to at least put a spin on the ball, have power, and then all Russian players will be able to go in for the second ball. But if the moment you don't do that, probably you are telling us that you always rely on the defensive line.
The tactical discipline of Bechem United on the field of play?
No, I think it has been good. Their defensive organization has been good. They lose possession. They have more than 8 players behind the ball. They are trying possible to close the space, the pocket of spaces for us not to be able to get those balls behind them. And I think Bechem has been good. The goalkeeper has been calm. Just that the Hasselhoff players need to calm down. They are under pressure, as I said. They need to win, probably to become second on the league. Close in the gap between them and Mediama. Probably that's the reason why.
Well,
they should calm down.
Anytime there's a slip and there's an opportunity for a team to overtake, they almost always faff the opportunity.
Yes.
And again, playing in front of their fans, I don't know whether that is also bringing some added or some add-on pressure.
I don't think so, because there are Hasselhoff fans that we see at the stadium.
And this is just a handful of them.
Yes, so I don't see. So if you're a Hasselhoff player and you cannot play before your fans, then you don't deserve to play for Hasselhoff.
Let's take a look at results from the other centers. We can bring you the half-time results of the other centers. And ironically, almost all the matches are at a goalless state at half-time. Young Apostles are leading 11 Wonders by 1. And then Baseke Holy Stars are beating Bechem Chelsea by 2 goals to 0. These are half-time results of matches being played concurrently as this one. And so I'm hopeful that by the end of the match here in Accra, we should have the full-time results from the other centers, and then we can let you in on what the league table looks like.
I think Basake is doing very well. If they don't win away and they win, they pick points from home. If they should pick all the points from home, they will escape relegation and they'll be in the league. And I think that Young Apostles, they are struggling, but to Cripping boys of the league, you should be able to.
2 teams that have really surprised me this season is Bechem Chelsea and Bechem United.
For Bechem Chelsea, I don't know what is wrong or what is going on between Samuel Bodu and the team, because he's got good players, if you ask me.
Sure. He's also missed some good players.
No, the mix of the good players you're talking about, you made money out of them. So if you made money out of them, you should be able to get their replacement. And I'm saying that Benjamin Abedu as a left back has played in the league for almost 4 or 5 years. He played for Mediama, he's been back. A one-man nations has of Look at their goalkeeper, the experience that he has. They have Vincent Klu. He has been invited to the U20 by Maswell Kredu. Yes, Kwesi Soroto is gone. But we have got good players in the team. We've not Bechem Chelsea to get lower tier players, lower division players, bring them on board. And I think that Samuel Bodu, I don't know what is really happening, but he's losing it. He's yet to win a game away from Bechem. And it's not good for him.
That's not good at all. That's not good at all. Anyway, other teams also have their issues to deal with. And we will be crossing over to the Legon Stadium. We are ready for the second 45 minutes. Sit back, relax, and enjoy it. At full time, we'll come your way again.
I'll come back to the second half where Hearts of Oak just made one change. With Mohamed Hussein coming in to replace Gordon Kujo. The centre-back is out for a midfielder, surprisingly. But the Phobians are looking to have a bit of a change there. Rafael Ponsa goes into the defensive line. Favorite position. Bit of a situation there by the Phobians and trying to see what they can do at the moment.
I wasn't quite surprised that they began the second half with some changes, and it was an important change as well.
The Phobians now trying to chat forward here, and again opportunity for them to get the first goal. Scrambled out of the danger zone. They're Hartlepool once again starting from where they left off. Amankwa here, now their best of control, and Hartlepool still pressing the accelerator, trying to speed up things to get the first goal.
Yeah, it's quite important that you begin the second half with intent, and it was just one through ball into space. We could see a couple of players just trying to latch upon that, and that's how you'd want to begin the second half. It's important. The first half was a bit lethargic from the Phobians, not so much energy, certain intervals. We saw them not really making forward runs. The strikers were not as mobile as you'd want them to be, and it made it so easy for the Bechem United defensive unit to deal with the threat. But in the second half, it looks like the pep talk over the course of the 15-minute break is really working. We can see Didi Dramani is not going to sit. He's not a happy man currently until perhaps they're able to put the ball at the back of the net. It was a good run. And Mauluwayu getting onto it. But then good reaction as well for Siedu.
Bechem United remain unchanged from the team that played the first half, and going to continue the surging runs against the Phobians really dominating our possession, really putting nothing as allowing Bechem United any breathing space at all. And Afani, who was playing as a holding midfielder, now slotting in as the centre back after the exit of Gordon Kujo. Up to Karim here for Hartlepool. The Phobians trying to change things and navigate their way through to the back line of Bechem United. Again, a very poor pass there from Amankwa. Harry Boateng has also been out there for Hartlepool. The teams are working out to unlock the padlock of the defensive area. It's not been really easy. And one of the most difficult things that for them to do basically is trying to change narratives. But the coaches tactically trying to make some bit of switches there. And that's a bit of an interesting story for Hartlepool, really, with the introduction of Mohamed Hussein and having Afani going back. It tells you that they may have a little bit of different conditions in terms of how they push forward and how they weave the patterns in the midfield again, because Afani was holding things down and trying to take the tempo of the game, moving the players from right to left, but now trying to restrict him back into the centre half position, and particularly looking at what happens next.
And he is playing now as a right centre back, playing as Mohamed Ali's partner, and Mohamed Hussein would begin that advanced position right behind the strikers, Mauluwayu, and then also Hamza Isai. That allows Rafael Amponsa to also sit in front of the back four, provide protection, cover, and then also do a lot of the playmaking there. We talk about the variations, we talk about the tactical tweaks, and it will be very, very important to look at what Mohamed Hussein adds to this team going forward.
And Phobians once again begin to move forward. Richard Jamna here, and through his Augustino crowd, but the flag already gone up against him there for offside.
Run made too early, a bit more earlier.
And the coaching team is not happy about it.
Yeah, it was a good call. It was a good call. Split second, but I think credits and thumbs up to the assistant referee. He had it right, spot on, but it was a lovely pass from a deep area, and Augustino Craft failed to time his run. Yeah, he's quicker, over 60 meters, 50 meters, always quicker than Adamu. Adamu knew he was going to struggle to catch up with him, but also smart defending to set that trap. Augustino Craft just falling for it with that early run.
Kubne Misha hasn't really made a lot of changes as expected there with the team. things you have to look at for both teams is that Hearts of Oak have scored 5 in the last 5 matches once again. No Hearts player can be found in the top 10 scorers charts in the league. Well, so as they move forward now, Hearts of Oak trying to work things out.
And the early result of this spectacular kick. Kweku Boateng there, lovely pass into the box. Trying to tee up Kweku Boateng here. Boat regain, and then also Jamina Richard going up for that ball. There was no way Kweku Boateng was going to have a clean hit at that ball. Just knew it, but quick reaction from the defense of Bechem United, acting very, very quick there to stop Kweku Boateng from just hitting that one.
Bechem United have possession now. Emmanuel Aban on speeds, and again a very audacious effort there from Richard Jamina. Clearly meaning that trying to catch almost everybody unawares there. The substitution players beginning to show their strength and energy, condition themselves there for any possible change that will be happening in the game. Just telling that Hearts of Oak win over Bechem United. That's back in 2021 with a 6-1 thrashing. And Victor Edu scored twice. We have Umar and Benjamin Afu all found a net there for the Phobians. So interesting bit over how many goals you can score against Bechem United if Asante Kotoko did so. And it clearly tells you that Hearts of Oak did it before. And now 6-1 and Asante Kotoko made it 6-0.
Yeah, they have, but you don't always have history repeating itself in games like this. Yeah, you would always give credit to Asante Kotoko, but you just need to be at your ruthless best to trash a team 6-0 in any game at all, and let alone the Ghana Premier League. It was quite difficult, but it was a day where you'd say Asante Kotoko didn't put a foot wrong. Everything they did was just, top-notch. Decision-making was up there, and today you could question the decision-making of the Hearts of Oak attackers, especially when they advance into the third half, making the wrong decision sometimes and not resulting in the goal they want. And today isn't the day they are looking at 6. They are just looking at a goal that could give them 3 points.
Trying to ground the results there. Hearts of Oak again, a foot-high challenge. Against Bechem United here. Malaway, Hearts of Oak top scorer with 5 goals, followed by Hamza Issa with 4. Again, there's the challenge here and Rafael Amponsa. In time, Wayo just spoke about him. He's in a very good position to see if he can strike here for a goal. Scored against Hawaii United, scored against 11 Wonders, so now looking to get another goal.
Yeah, and good to see the ball from Hamza Issa. Yeah, he knew exactly what he was doing with that flick towards Wayo, who made that run from an onside position. Again, bad first start there, letting him down. But again, we talk about decision making again for Hearts of Oak, where you just can't trap, a ball like this, and these are the chances that you can turn into big chances with one lovely touch, one good first touch, and the whole narrative changes. But for Mauli Wayo, really struggled this afternoon with his runs. His overall gameplay hasn't really been, at the top this afternoon.
Ali Mohammed here for Hearts of Oak, trying to move his team into attacking mode, trying to activate any instruction of quality football. Here comes Amankwa for Hearts of Oak, getting it backwards once again and picking up Amponsa. Ali Mohammed switching to the left hand side for Mauliwai to pick it up, but it's been taken away from him by Aban. Here comes Amponsa once again, and Hearts of Oak quickly back to second winning possession. Mauliwai here against Aban. Mauliwai dragging it back to Rafael Amponsa once again and switching down to Adamu on the left hand side and looking to drag one into the box. Aban said that out. And again it's Aban once again trying to deal with it. The Bio also playing a part there. They have been having the lion's share of possession, Hearts of Oak. Once again, they haven't been able to find the back of the net with Abdul Karim here. They're going to squeeze one through to Mauliwayo, but again, good stoppage there from Abibio. Another launch forward there by Bechem United. Again, Hearts of Oak have with Bashir dealing with it.
Yeah, it looks like total control now for the Phobians. You're moving the ball around. You're beautifully, swiftly, allowing Bechem United to round chase shadows at some point, but it's still the final ball. It's just one quality ball that could change everything. We nearly saw Abdul Karim, put that one in, nearly making it through that tight space, but it just couldn't go through.
Yeah, they talk about the very unproductive passes they're being given out there. Hard to focus and have Afrani just giving away. And looking to make some changes there. Tell you what. Yeah, we have the likes of Martin Kakari also playing the part here this afternoon's game in the Legon Stadium. Well, again, this Hartefuk going to introduce the likes of Martin Kakari, who's in for Mary Boateng, and also do have the likes of Theophilus Kolising, who's being given a chance to replace Raphael Amponsa.
It looks more like replacement there. Collison slotting into that DM role, which was previously occupied by Raphael Amponsa, and then also up front, Kweku Boateng, a very tricky, nimble-footed, also making way for Martin Kakari, who also scored in that 3-0 win against 11 Wonders. So a couple of days ago,
actually paved the way for them to have the goal there. Just in display there from him. He tried his best to make sure he scored. The side. Kolising's first control here for Hartefuk. Ali Mohammed involved in the attacking play with the likes of Afrani, sludge ball. Martin Kakari. He's got the same footwork as Gasinokra. Hartefuk now on the charge here with Mankwa on the ball, looking to drag back. Another ball straight to Martin Kakari. Ball swung into the path of Maliwa. He knew he was offside, and so deliberately stopped, and we really want to change the ball there. Meanwhile, Bechem United do have a player down there. Appears it's going to be Nyako. He needs to be attended to medically.
There you have the Bechem United team hoping that Hartefuk would have just hit that one out of play, at least for Nyako to have some medical treatment there. But again, just look at the play, moving the ball from right to left. Maliwa, you knew it. He knew he wasn't in an offside position. There was no way he was just going to get at the end of that ball, expecting to be the decoy. He was expecting a run from a deeper position, but no one, absolutely no one around him. And you'd be expecting the left back Babademu to be making such forward runs, especially when the team, makes such an incursion. But there was no one there. You talk about uncoordination up front for them. It's been glaring all afternoon across Hartefuk. It doesn't really look coordinated whenever they move up front. Decision making, wayward passes, and first time round, one intelligent play, but the end product wasn't just good enough.
Gasinokra is ranked 7th on the Premier League top scorers chart. Here comes Nyako. Good control there from Nyako. Now Bechem United in possession and like to move forward here. Coming up for space for Gasinokra here. It's been echoed by Hartefuk. Ball switched to left hand side, looking to pick up Alban. The best of control there for him though. A little bit of an attack there coming through from Hartefuk's Amankwa. Easy was not his to get the ball straight down to attacking mood. So Amankwa's aggressive charge on him. Again, talked about Hartefuk just getting the balls not to the intended target. Pretty much of a surprise and disappointing play from them as we get into the hour mark here at the Legon Stadium. Hartefuk nil, Bechem United nil.
And it's been all struggles, for them up front now. Yeah, you talk about they being the team with the fewest goals conceded. They've only conceded in 5 games, but you talk about the games in which they've not scored, and it's quite a lot of games they've not scored in. And it's also partly due to the fact that sometimes they look a bit lethargic and no energy when in possession and also when attacking.
Bechem now, and as they charge forward beautifully. They might be looking to see if they can drag one here. Very poor play now from Godfred Yosin. I'm surprised though, there on the team sheet. First, Sakiti was expected to have started ahead of Godfred Yosin. Well, maybe they might have changed their mind before the start of the game.
Pretty much. But another awful ball again, and that's been a problem for them. Collison looks off the pace.
Now Bechem. Here comes Nyako. Looking for space to shoot now. Nyako! And Solomon Agbasi always there at the right time, at the right place. Magically saving it for Hearts of Oak. The safest pair of hands there for the Phobians again. If you can't see Benjamin Asare, you would see Solomon Agbasi.
Most definitely, that was a lovely hit, a strike from distance, but you know the confidence with this chap now, and you can hardly tell if he's number 2 or just fighting for that number 1 spot together with the Black Stars number 1. But that was a cut-like save done with so much ease and finesse. Solomon Agbasi, and whenever he's in between the sticks, there was some sort of confidence you could see just around that defensive area for Hearts of Oak.
Bio caught unawares there. Hearts of Oak now charging here. Referee now gives a free kick to Maluwayo. Again, a very disappointing control there from Abibio. They're giving an opportunity now to the Phobians to see if they can launch any attack there against the Bechem United. Again, Yako with that unleashing that bullet of a strike there, surprisingly. So much was there, but again, that's the foul there by Dramina. Started with Abibio, and then Dramina was a went-in. Bringing down Mauliwayo.
Oh, it's tenacious. Mauliwayo fighting for every second ball there. Losing that initial ball after that 50-50 tackle. Coming up against Abibio, then gets up again. Fought for it after being sandwiched in between 2 players.
There's a free kick taken here, but again it's been cleared by Bechem United. Still struggling here, the visitors. Looking to make sure they have a fair score here. And once again, it's going to be Bechem United. They're trying to move forward. I was looking for Arban. It's going to be trying the ball backwards once again. It's just to have Afrani involved. Here comes Karim. Tracking the ball straight to pick up Mauliwayo again. Well play there from Abibio. And Mauliwayo picking it up. Straight the ball back into the 12-yard area. And Bechem United cleverly get themselves away from dangerous areas. And here comes Azaya Nyako. Spread the ball out to Augustine Okra. He's got nobody there in the box now to charge on it. Yosin waiting, and the pass there to Yosin taken away from him, and half volley once again to Augustine Okra. Not really expecting that, but Solomon Agbasi is always there.
Yeah, attacking with limited men now, Bechem United, and it's really costing them. They do not have, that impetus to throw moment for it. We've seen Augustine Okra leading their charge for them each and every time. A lovely diagonal ball from deep, but again trying to hit that one from distance, and you should have enough power on it if you really want to beat Agbasi from that distance. We saw Azaya Nyako, have a go at him, but he comfortably dealt with that one.
A bit of an interesting shade there. Yawano is being given a chance to play a part and replace Augustine Okra. There's a possibility you must foster Sakiti, also being dragged into the game. So the change is being made now. Prophet Yosin for Foster Yakiti. Well, talked about the change that was supposed to happen early on before the start of the game with the introduction of Foster Sakiti. I thought Bechem United had to hold on to that change. It was communicated to us that they had withdrawn Godfred Yosin for Foster Sakiti. Now you have the real change now at the moment.
It's happening now, but he looks a bit tired. He's been isolated for larger parts of the game. Talking about Godfred Yosin, a very good attacker. Has got his speed, very strong as well, but not his day today. Talk about the fact that Frani, Ali Mohammed, they've done a good job on him.
Hartlepool now also introducing Amankwa Befi as right full back. He was deputized there by Emmanuel Amankwa, and now he comes back to his rightful position, trying to get his team moving forward. Very poor play there for Hartlepool's Hamza Issa. Just looking to score a goal here. Bechem United is 11th, 10th on the Premier League log now. 25 points after 20 games with 7 wins, 4 draws and 9 defeats. Currently on a 5-goal deficit as they have only scored 17 and conceded 22. Mentioned that earlier on. The experience of Augustine Okra with 6 goals has now been withdrawn. Makes him Bechem United's top scorer this season, followed by David Yabua and Emmanuel Aban, all 3 goals. Still goalless here at the Legon Stadium between Hartlepool and Bechem United. Here comes the captain Sambad has moved down to Azar Nyako at the substitution of Augustine Okra.
He still happens to be one of the most experienced players in the setup. Azar Nyako, we've seen a lot of him in this game so far this afternoon as well.
Thanks, Baba. Just last possession. Hussein Mohammed here, and he's been blocked there from any counter-attacking football from Hartlepool. Hussein. He's been one of the most fastest players there for Hartlepool this season, isn't he?
Yeah.
Benjamin Assar, we talked about him and his new ambassadorial role there for Unilever, and on the bench, Hartlepool's really got quality when it comes to the goalkeeping side. They have Suleiman Abbasi Shine, who also is there, and then the main man, Benjamin Assari. Wow.
And you talk about the output as well, and it's always great as well.
Fulvians here. Looking for handball there, Amankwa Befi.
Very renewed energy from the right-hand side of defense, helping with the attack of Amankwa Befi.
Collison with a long throw. Got it back into the play. I think comparing the pick of players in Hartlepool. After now defend is one. Now sending to the half. Headed down beautifully, picked up by Afrani. Here comes Adamu. Ali Mohammed for Hartlepool. Collison now the conductor-in-chief for Hartlepool at the heart of midfield after the withdrawal of Rafael Amponsa. He comes in to make the work a bit of easy there for Hartlepool, but depends on how they're able to unlock the defense of Bechem United once again. Amankwa Befi is ball into the far post. Maoli Wayo there to defend, but he's been headed away by Yawano.
You can feel they are starting to come in moment forward now. You can see, Adamu and then also Amankwa Befi push high up, joining the attack already. I thought that was a push. A pull rather. Just look at that ball, lovely, perfectly weighted with Muhammad Ali, Hamza Issa as they intended. Target man, but again, I just felt there was a bit of a pull on Hamza Issa.
Again, too many pushes happening in the game there between Bechem and Hartlepool here at the Legon Stadium. Mentioned their poor run here, Bechem United. They have conceded a staggering 20 goals in away matches and just got 6. Yet to concede today. They've had their own here against Hartlepool. Nyako score here. Looking to pick up Sakiti. And again, Hartlepool truncating the attacking play there by Bechem United. Once again, ball locked forward there by Amankwa Befi. And Zaisa was just stealing his way through, but the referee just saw him have to confirming he controlled the ball with the arm there. And that was the not sure here, but again it's a little bit of a late tackle coming through from Derek Afriye.
I believe that ball eluded his arm a bit by his posture, giving the referee no option at all than to call for a free kick on Hamza Issa. He's been mobile this afternoon. He's tried his best, but you talk about the balls into the channels not coming, and also his partnership at some point with Maoli Wayo not being fruitful to some extent, and that's how strikers get from go 70 minutes without creating any meaningful, clear-cut chances against a side that has conceded 20 goals already in 10 away games, and that's been a problem for Hearts of Oak now. It's not the issue of scoring, but also creating quality big chances as well, and you can count just a handful of big chances so far for them this afternoon.
Hussein here for Hearts of Oak. Squares one forward. Again, stopped by Bechem United. Well, the Hunters still have seen plenty of the balls now, but have been played at the midfield area. Not really been able to threaten Agbasi. One or two occasions they have, yes, but plenty of that. Hearts of Oak gradually looking to get a goal here, but again, it's been how they have been very formidable and solid at the back, resiliently. Saving the song from any disgrace. The Martin career for Hearts of Oak. Here comes Amanko Abefi charging here. Finds Martin on the left hand side, cutting it beautifully on the left foot. Got two players on him to deal with it. And yet again, not able to go around his players.
And Richard Dramna had to double up. No help with that defensive work, especially with Kakari, who has the magical left foot.
Poor Kochu on the poor kick there from Bechem United. You can see the throw in.
And nearly playing himself into trouble for a second. But had to quickly react again and deal with that one. And as the moment you believe you're very close to scoring, especially when you put in something decent.
Good play, Hearts of Oak again. It was a very series of headers there by Bechem United. Ababio's lunging ball out of play. The last time Bechem United actually beat Hearts of Oak was back in 2023, October 2nd. That was the last time they did that as an away side in the Premier League. Hearts of Oak here. Hussein, Afrani, and then comes Amanko Abefi in the box waiting. Is Hamza Issa, ball cut out beautifully by Ali Mohammed. Trying to recycle everything back into the half of Bechem United. Holliston's ball forward. Martin Kakrai picks it up beautifully. Always on the left foot, dinks one to the box, another abuse header. And Hearts of Oak still knocking and waiting for that moment where the door will be opened. And Aban would have to raise this one on the flanks there for the Bechem Fortress Takite here. Ali Mohammed eventually nudging the ball away for a throw-in.
Good recovery by Ali Mohammed, but for a second you're thinking Hearts of Oak should have won a free kick for that. Nudge on Amanko Abefi, but none given, and it was a quick transition by Bechem United. And at the space of second, we're able to transition that ball, defense to attack, split second, and finding Sakite through that ball. It was a good move, but good quick thinking and reaction from Ali Mohammed.
Zanya going off for Bechem United. Free for space and trying to invite Regan. And Ababio is able to keep in control there for Bechem United on the line as the Hunters begin to hunt for a goal here, but they have to try it from long range. And he had a fingertip to it. Didn't. The man from Medina, Suleiman Agbasi, so very comfortable, and he works hard to ensure that Hearts of Oak remain intact in the game.
Yes, Ali, they are limiting Bechem United's shots from outside the box, but that one was a tricky one. Very, very elusive. Nearly catching out Agbasi off guard, but again, we talk about his quality, and if you'd want to beat him, you'd want to try harder. But that was an audacious attempt from Sefa.
Bechem United have only won once in the last 13 visits to Hearts of Oak since 2012. They've 3 drawn, 1 win, and 9 defeats. Hearts of Oak have actually scored 25 goals in the period, while Bechem United have scored 11 when they visit Hearts of Oak. Still goalless here between the Phobians and Bechem United. The last quarter of an hour here to be played for the Lagos Stadium, match day 21 of the Premier League. Shining forward on the right hand side here. Yohano has got a double to beat. back beautifully there, but again, Hearts of Oak defensively, they've been very, very resolute. Exciting to watch.
Yeah, they have. They've not really given Bechem United lots of space to operate, especially in the defensive third. They've really pushed them forward. They've done well controlling, certain areas of the game, but you still need that one goal. You still need that all-important goal, especially when you want to close in on Midyama. You just have to do everything you can. And in the last 15 minutes, you'd be thinking that's where you up the tempo. That's where you throw it in the kitchen sink, and I don't see them doing that so far.
And again, it's Aban here, put through beautifully. Aban, Ali Mohammed coming in, Aban. But once again, Ali Mohammed, defensive work has been 100%. It's a clever way of shooting the ball away from the attacker. Well, again, Aban was just losing some of the legs there. And Ali Mohammed did a very good job to cover up beautifully, saving Hearts of Oak.
Yeah, the awareness, presence of mind over there, and also the speed to just calculate his run. And yes, put some weight on Aban. A bit, on balancing him, just couldn't hit that ball cleanly as well. And he's really been unplayable this after Ali Mohammed.
And Abidio's clever tackle. Ali Mohammed once again. After folk, just seeing a lot of the balls now, but haven't really been able to take advantage of the moment they have. Good defensive cover, beautifully there by Derek Afriye. Bechem United have scored 17 goals. The last League One Hearts of Oak 15. It's got a lot of goals than Hearts of Oak, Bechem United.
Yeah, they have, but it's not really coming to bear here, especially in an away game where they've only managed 6 out of the 17. And for Hearts of Oak, it's their biggest predicament this season. Scoring has been the biggest issue. And I just don't see how you can win a league title without scoring goals. And that should be a major worry, not just for the players, but then for the head coach as well, especially when you're looking at accumulating lots of points heading into the last 13 games of the season. I just think they've not really worked enough. I just think they've not really applied enough pressure on Bechem United. They've made this Bechem United defense look excellent and flawless this afternoon.
The Hunters looking for a play, and once again Ali Mohammed is always going to be there to stop any marauding runs there from Bechem United, and quickly they win back possession with quality piece of work there. And they make Hearts of Oak look very ordinary side, isn't it?
Yeah, they are, and that's the problem now, especially when you have quality players in the side. I think for Hearts of Oak, one of the issues in this game has literally been how they react to the second balls and how they would also transition from defense to attack. It's been a problem. Too many touches, sometimes wasting too much time for sending one simple forward pass, and that always allows Bechem United to just settle and coil back into the shape.
The last 10 minutes of the game plus stoppage time here at the Legon Stadium. Hearts of Oak get to score here against Bechem United. The Phobians average 0.4 goals conceded per a game, 7 and 0.8 goals scored per game, 15 in the Premier League. They have surprisingly amassed fewer points at home, 16 as compared to the away side as Bechem United 19. And the fans were expecting to see an avalanche of goals in a game here, but Bechem United came with different ideas. They have had to play some bit of defensive and been able to stop the attacking and fluidity of Hearts of Oak in the game, haven't they?
They have, and it's so far worked to perfection first 80 minutes, and they just have to hang on for the next 10, probably any additional minutes. They've really been disciplined in defense, giving away fewer fouls as well. And Hearts of Oak would always make it easy for them if you keep on sending in such, inferior balls, and you have no one trying to get at the end of it. It will always become a problem. You look at the diminutive nature of both attackers, YO and Eastside. You don't send in always long balls. They would always struggle to win those.
It's Bechem United. Nyako. two of their top two sides drop points, and Hartlepool with advantage at least to move up with a win here. Bechem are losing to Nations by 3-1. Asante Kotoko heavily defeated by Hearts of Lions by 3-1 in Pando. And interestingly, the Phobians are expected to have the moment here in the game. And it's going to be a goal kick here. Just 8 minutes to go.
A superb defended there by Albert. Kept on just chasing Kakari down there. This new Kakari is just a swift player. Just look at that with his arm. Does it intelligently, a bit of the nudge there.
Decision to have Dennis Mensah being thrown into the game, and also withdrawing the likes of Emmanuel Sefa and for Rasco Abassa. Rasco Abassa London, very interesting name there for him. Just scored a goal, you call him London just scored.
London on the score sheet. Oh, London.
That would be interesting way to the Porcupine Warriors have 35 after dropping points against Lions, and so against the confirmation of the yellow card. Bechem United were just sitting 11th in the Premier League log with 26, which is a point above All Blacks. Just the All Blacks that had into the last 5 minutes, Hartlepool with a very cracking and a very great free kick. Good advantage for them to see if they can hit one past goalkeeper Asiedu from Bechem United, just behind the ball. Martin Kakari just there. I expect to see a very low, powerful drive there. A thinking situation there for Asiedu Damani. Got to really see what Mauliwayo and Martin Kakari really have up their sleeves there to do this evening here at the Legon Stadium. Once again, it's going to be a lot of the fans chanting here. They need Hartlepool to get a 3-point. They need Hartlepool to see they have a really good opportunity against the Porcupine Warriors before the two sides meeting Kumasi. Martin Kakari stops Mauliwayo against the wall, bounces back into play.
Terrible hit, just off the wall.
So the wall did a job.
Barely moved, barely jumped it. It tells you, the flight of that ball, just not enough. And just look at that, the dummy first ball. Again, he's not the specialist you think of, from such a distance, 25 yards out. But like I said, no jumping at all, and that one came off the head of Azai Nyako.
Collison, Afrani, back to Collison. Space now to think one into the box, and Spain's going to be a diving header here. The referee just allowed play to continue. The player down, and Mauliwayo just behind him is Reagan, and Ali Mohammed, not the best of control for him to come up to Kareem. The folks still having possession. Afani once again just looking for space, turns once again, and Abdul Karim gets the pass. Now Collison want to drive the team forward once again, looking for a free kick. Collison sent a long one to the far post, once again goes out of play.
Terrible ball from Collison there, but again Hartlepool, they have all the possession, and you can see Bechem United with 11 men behind the ball, and they know they are just some 4 minutes or so plus added on time away from a valuable away point, something they've managed to do just twice all season. But just look at the ball again. You talk about fewer balls all afternoon for Hartlepool. That's just another one of it.
Quite interesting in the match day, 20 games played. Bechem United won against Hearts of Lions home, Hartlepool away, and beat 11 Wonders 3-0. So both teams in the match day 20 picked up 3 points, and if they draw here, it makes they have 1-1, drawn 1. Maybe not the best of result for Hartlepool, especially going into the big game against Asante Kotoko.
Yeah, they know it. They know it, Hartlepool. They know the next game is the biggest they have.
The flag stays down, and the Phobians are calling for an offside, but Nyako waiting in the box. There's nobody there, but it is going to be Collison's control here. Lovely piece of work there coming through from Foster Sakite. Another ball set into the box. Nyako is there, control as well. This time the flag had gone up. It's an offside against Nyako.
Yeah, but Mohamed Ali, what was he thinking? He had his own player right behind him for trying to set that offside trap. And look at that from an offside position. Yeah, good call. And Nyako, lovely control, but all that just wouldn't count. Had to look nearly going to sleep.
Very confident and comfortable playing the ball there. Dennis Mensah. He's got Collison to beat here. Comes a funny and Ginger Mali trying to edge the team to be a little bit have some bit of urgency in their play to just hold on to the ball. Trying to get them to add a time.
It's frustrating watching them pass the ball around and not trying to move the ball forward.
And this time, Hamza Isa is there, but the fans are calling for a penalty. Was it a penalty? It wasn't. Well, always he was losing his grounds there when he got the ball tacked in the right.
I don't think it was. Yeah, it was a bit scrappy there, a bit sluggish, sloppy defended by Bechem United, but a header back by Kikari. And just look at Mauliwayo with intent, but again showing too much of the ball. And I think that was Jamfi who had enough of the ball from the right side. Just look at that. Hamza Isa not shielding the ball at all. You know, fragile control by him. There was no way that was going to be a penalty.
Game over there for Abdul Karim. Bashir Smart may have a bit of a time on, depending on the time added on there to be put on by the match officials. And sometimes you do want to ask coaches that the team had to have the player being taken off to the last seconds to end the game and at the time. That was a Puma, beautiful fit there for the goalkeeper, Asiedu.
At this point, you think Hartlepool would feel a bit more desperate to get a goal rather than Bechem United trying to get it. You know, they've enjoyed larger possession of the ball throughout the game. And
at a time, 5 minutes here, and there's plenty of time for Hartlepool to see if they can snatch the win here. Plenty of time for Bechem to also see if they can hold their own against the Phobians. See if they can maintain the momentum here in the game. Bechem United.
It could be a crucial win if they could go ahead and win this one, but you know, of the two sides, Hartlepool will be more disappointed looking at it. You know, the kind of possession they've had so far and not being able to play with conviction up front.
Dennis Mensah. Taken away from him. Baby. One ball into the box there for Bechem United to find a way to defend the lines. Dennis Mensah giving the ball. Nyako control as well, goes to ground. Now the foul has gone way over Bechem United. That's a work of 1-5, John 3, and 3 wins for Bechem United in the last 11 fixtures between the two teams.
Yeah, that was that tackle again. Just look at that. Clumsy.
It's a very clumsy one, is it?
Yaman Kwabifi. Oh, he should be fortunate to have escaped that, but that's a red card being shown.
It's a red card. Again, it's beginning to be a bit dramatic and interesting play here.
I think that was an assistant of Bechem United.
Bechem United. Again, trying to lose possession. Hartlepool now moving forward here. Lovely play. Hamza has been bundled down, and it's going to be yet another free kick advantage.
Yeah, that was a chance to move forward. Hamza Isa had space in front of him, but again, slowing down that control for a second, allowing the Bechem United player to close in, just bundle him to the turf.
And assistant coach of Bechem United, Malami, shown the red card. Very poor play there from Collison. Bechem United now have to turn defense into attack. Yawano was supposed to have been freed with that attacking play there, Bechem United. Again, a very poor play. And now the attack fizzles out easily.
Yeah, you know, games are decided with such moment. You know, one moment of brilliant ball, one moment of, you know, an incisive pass, one great through ball, and, you know, everything changes. And we've not seen either side display that, you know, especially in the final third. It was a great chance, 2v2 opportunity, but then an awful ball.
Safrani, the captain now. Collison and Hussein Mohammed. Again, his ball has been blocked. Collison would have possession. Now I want to try something from long range. And this time it's going to be a serious catch. Well, Hartefok with some bit of a quality play now, but Asiru was up to the task. Asiama would have not here.
It came a bit late, but then nonetheless, that was a great ball. Lovely whip. And just look at that non-drop volley from Asma. Oh, we saw Agbasi make that save, a similar save, you know, earlier on. But this is just good reflexes from the Bechem United shot stopper. Adam Zaisa just lurking around, see if he could feed off the second ball. Not given.
5 minutes of added time is up here at the Legon Stadium. Hartefok nil, Bechem United nil as we approach the end of the game. But Hartefok throwing almost everything into the game. And Bechem would have Nyako here and trying to release Sakite. And so it's going to be Bechem United. And they also have their own here striking from long range.
And Hartefok are beginning to commit moment forward. They are leaving spaces behind it. This is the time of the game where you're most fragile again from a distance. Sakite, no shot going wide, not troubling Agbasi at all.
Seconds of the game here. Hartefok just beginning to find a way to defend the line. Sakite just waiting as Bechem United trying to forge forward here. Lovely pace of work now on the right hand side. Yawano being given a chance. Sakite waiting. Yawano looking to drag one into the box. Sakite is a target and he hits it and it goes wide.
Again, and they're doing so well now. They're advancing the ball with so much ease due to the fact that you have Babadamu just leaping forward and creating so much space behind from that right hand side. But another good ball aimed at Sakite, and then nothing productive.
Hartefok now. To Hussein. Collison sends one dip into the box, but Bechem United again defensive lines. Throwing almost everything into the game. The referee sees a bit of a elbow or the back of the head of Sakite. Might want to take a little bit of a nap now. One day they stressed at all.
Yeah, perhaps this antics just to buy yourself some time. You can take anything away from Bechem United this afternoon. Yeah, perhaps you could question the quality of the Hartefok attack, but defensively they've been so resolute. They've barely put it wrong.
Well, so this is a 10th drawn match there by Hartefok in the Premier League, and Bechem United 6th in the Premier League season. Hartefok really move up just a point ahead of Asante Kotoko as they prepare for their Classico in Kumasi. But Solomon Agbashi, yet again another clean sheet for the Phobian goalkeeper. And Jasiru also having another clean sheet there for Bechem United. So both teams will be excited. At least they may have had to drop some point there, but Hartefok were looking to get out a 3 point at least to have the big statement ahead of the match against Asante Kotoko. Ali Mohammed, the man of the match in today's game. And so it's been a very interesting game, isn't it?
Interesting game, but disappointment for Hartefok, despair for their fans. But for Bechem United, as usual, they still continue with their quest to move away from the drop zone, and it would be a valuable away point they would really cherish. For Hartefok, their problems still continue. They are not scoring, they are misfiring, and it would be a long week for them, or even long 2 weeks for them ahead of that super clash. 61% possession tells you they had control, in midfield and then also in the attacking end. But then you look at the shots, 4-3 to Bechem United. It was a good game for them, but then unfortunately their biggest problem came back hunting.
Well, it's goalless from the University of Ghana Stadium. Accra Hearts of Oak Bechem United scores settled at a goalless drawn game, which means that 1 point apiece is enough for both sides. But realistically, is it enough for both sides? Bechem United are still in dire straits. They are not out of the doldrums yet. Accra Hearts of Oak also failing to take advantage of the slip by Mediama and Asante Kotoko to increase the points gap. But as it stands now, they probably will just go ahead of Kumasi Asante Kotoko by a point. And we will take a look at the other results, and then the permutations will come from there. I still have Coach in the studio, Sifa, and Nana Tichi Anderson. We'll take a look briefly at the match. 90 minutes in retrospect. And let me start with you. And as we do that, we'll be hearing from the coaches at the end of the match exactly what their thoughts were on their game. So Hearts failed to take advantage of a situation that would have put them in a clear stead, at least as far as week 20, week 21 is concerned. How bad a miss or a loss is this, especially looking at the quality of the game we saw?
Not a good one. And I would say that the game too didn't produce what we were expecting. A boring game for me. I said in the first half, the two teams will be looking to size each other up, which we saw. Half-time draw. But in the second half, I was expecting that we'll see a lot of firepower from the attackers of Accra Hearts of Oak. It's been a problem for them, and we keep saying it over and over again, and it's down to how the technical team will map up a strategy to make sure Accra Hearts of Oak, with their attacking wise, they become bold, they become purposeful, and in terms of their final delivery and their final decision too is something that is really worrying them. Today we saw what Bechem United did. They came out and they made sure that they match Accra Hearts of Oak boot for boot. You know, in the midfield play, in their defensive duties, they were very sound with their defensive duties. I can't say much because it was all Accra Hearts of Oak that a lot of people were looking to see if they can take this opportunity, because Asante Kotoko lost to Heart of Lions, and this was an opportunity for Accra Hearts of Oak to win, have that 3 points, and just gallop to the second position, and that can give their supporters some vim to know that yes, they are contending for the league. But this kind of performance, not a good one from Accra Hearts of Oak.
Coach, to continue from where my colleague NY left off, it's not a good one for Accra Hearts of Oak. Now, is it because they don't have the quality in the team? Because we made a few observations. They're moving into open spaces. They're shooting on target. But it's all wayward.
No, but you and I know that when we talk of quality of Hearts of Oak, this is not quality. This is not quality. As you expect to play for Hearts of Oak.
Of modern day.
No, not at all.
Not quality of what you and I know.
To be honest with you, most of these players don't deserve to be in Hearts of Oak shirts. Yes, if the Hearts of Oak fans are listening to me, they know what I'm talking about. Yeah. But they found themselves in Hearts of Oak.
Because they've seen better
So
players.
you need to improve.
Yes.
I mean, Coach has been saying it. They're talking about Didi Dramani, but I'm sure he's working on it. But my problem is the second half that we saw. Apart from Kwesi Asman's strike, even he was in the penalty area.
Yeah.
At the edge of the box or the penalty area, 25. You've not seen Hearts of Oak players striking at goal.
Yeah.
No.
And for me, it is very worrying, because in as much that Bechem is not opening up for you to get spaces to use them, try and strike and let's see what
create the opportunity.
They never tested the Bechem goalkeeper. In as much that Bechem tested their goalkeeper, Solomon Agbashi, they never tested him.
Yes.
Karim had opportunity of 20 yards, he never shoot. Opon Afrani, he never shoot. Collinson, he never shoot.
Yeah.
So you ask yourself, what is really wrong with Accra Hearts of Oak? I had a message from a friend, he was a Hearts of Oak fan. He's called Willie. I'm sure he's watching. He's worried because he doesn't think the Hearts of Oak are doing anything purposeful. He mentioned a player's name that I don't want to repeat it here, but I think that the Hearts of Oak faithfuls will be disappointed in their players. In as much that the chances are not coming. Today, yes, Hamza Issa, for me, he has always been the same. There's no improvement. When you talk of Mauli Wayo, when he comes from the bench, he gets his space, he scores. Today, he was a liability in the game. I mean, Henry, who was taken off earlier on, the same. Yeah. So the offensive players, the Abdul Karims and the likes, should be able to strike at goal. Yeah. And for me, the strategy Bechem came with really worked for them. Yeah. Lose possession, have more players behind the ball, let's play around the House of Folk attacking players, because without the ball, they don't press. Yeah. House of Folk were not pressing. If they had pressed, they would have gotten Bechem.
And it was obvious. On many occasions, you saw the Bechem players behind.
So for me, it is very worrying to see a team like this. I mean, you really want to win the Ghana Premier League, you don't play this way.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. Well, it gets tougher and tougher as it goes through. Like I told you, other matches were played around other centers, and we'll be collating the results, and then we'll let you have it. Plus, of course, we'll also let you know what the results mean in terms of the league table, as it were. And don't forget, there are some big matches coming up next week as well. So again, factors will be drawn from some of the results that we have gathered here today. But again, Accra Hearts of Oak took a few decisions. They decided to rest their #1 goalkeeper. That did not make any difference to them, because Akpeshi stood the test of time. Bechem United also sometimes relied on the flexibility and experience of Augustine Okra till he went off. Chances were created, even more chances were created by Bechem United, in my humble opinion, as compared to Accra Hearts of Oak, who mostly kept the ball to themselves. They made inroads. Coach Sifa made a valid point about Henry. He cuts through, he doesn't shoot. There are other players who cut through, they don't shoot. So is there an instruction from the technical bench that don't shoot, walk the ball into the net? Because this is a different kind of philosophy
of course.
That I am observing, NY, from a team as experienced as Accra Hearts of Oak. And you know what it takes, especially playing the second round of matches, to ensure that you keep your noses up there above water. But today, nothing.
Before NY comes, Bechem brought inexperienced players. They were rather shooting. Bechem players were rather, though they had their targets. Wrong.
Totally off.
Yes, but they were shooting.
Yes.
They were making an effort. But what about House of Oak? There wasn't any effort from the midfielders. They were just going diagonal. Try to open up and then they will send the crosses in. And they became two central defenders were doing a lot of work. Though they were missing Yawa Champon, one of their stalwart defenders. But they did a good job. So what stops the House of Oak offensive players shooting at goal? And that has been my problem. Bechem inexperienced players were shooting. We are trying from 20 years, 15 years. But what about House of Oak? And that has been a problem with the team.
I think the strategy didn't work well for them, and we've been seeing this from Accra Hearts of Oak. Like Coach said, there is one player, Henry. He loves to dribble, but when he gets to that side,
what's his local name again?
Kwekubuati Henry.
No, he's got an Elias what? Something Messi.
Kumasi Messi.
No, the least said them.
The least said them.
You know, sometimes, and I'm sorry to say this, but I wonder whether players take cognizance of some of the names given to them, and do they think that it is given to them out of fancy? You understand? Because sometimes for the average footballer, and many a time when the cameras went into the stands, you saw the reaction of the fans. Sitting down,
he was introduced in Doma, the game against Adriana in the second half, and the kind of agency that he brought on. I was like, wow, you have this player, you keep him on the bench. He was committing the Adriana defenders with the ball, running at them. But I never knew that he could even dribble the way he does. But what baffles me is he cuts in and he doesn't shoot, because the moment you cut in, you have the full glare of the goalpost. You know the position of the goalkeeper, the position of your colleagues. Even if you can't shoot, try to use them as decoy.
Exactly.
I don't. You see, modern day footballers don't improvise in the game, and that is another problem with them. They don't improvise, because if they do, I don't think they'll rely on shooting at training grounds and then doing the same thing.
And then failing to shoot when it matters most. Anyway, let's head back to the stadium. The coaches are ready to talk to us. Let's find out from them their thoughts on the game after 90 minutes.
And I've been joined by the manager or head coach of Bechem United, Kobina Emisa. Coach, you've gained a point here. First of all, how pleased are you with the performance of the boys?
I think you know me. This is not the first time I've seen you. And you were at Media Matagua And so we came in with a certain strategy so that we can hold them at least at the point and go.
Of course. Now, I mean, in the first half, you were a bit conservative, but in the second half, we saw you open up the game. Was that a strategy that you came in with?
Yeah, it's a strategy. You know, when you are able to absorb the pressure from the opponent, who are thinking they will score the goal. So, being that they all set forward, because they know we are defending, but they don't know that it's a strategy. That's why we sometimes break through and for goal scoring opportunity. But unfortunately for us, we couldn't put the ball to the net.
Of course. Now you've gained the points here. Your next game is against Young Apostles. What needs to change about the team going into that, even though you've ended the draw against Heart of Oak?
Yeah, you know, they beat us 3-2 over there. So it's our time to revenge. So definitely and surely, we also get our point at Bechem. Yeah, sure.
Okay, thanks very much, Kwabena Misa, the head coach of Bechem United. They have actually ended the draw against Heart of Oak. It's a big result for them because Bechem didn't start the season too well, but they've managed to crawl back and are currently somewhere in the top 10 of the Ghana Premier League. They were closer to the relegation zone after the first 6 games of the season, but they managed to be back, and now they have ended the draw against Heart of Oak. I've been joined by the head coach of Heart of Oak, Masood Didi Dramani, as well. Coach, goalless ended. I mean, is it a fair result? What do you think?
I think that, yeah, for them, they will say it's a fair result because right from the onset, we could see that that is what they want to do. They stay and go on the breaks. But we could have also lost the game because inside situation is really very tough. But I think that we're disappointing.
What was lacking in today's game?
I think that we need the agency, we need the energy, you know, to propel so many good aspects that we had on the ball, and then we need the initiative to unlock that one with a little bit of creativity and responsibility.
Of course. Now, when you draw a game like this, usually it's difficult to find out positives. But what aspects of the game pleased you most?
I think that it's still not too good because if you say you want to put pressure on the league leaders, then you need to be winning matches. We need to be winning matches. We don't look consistent, and for me it's very worrying. And we need to keep some certain levels of standards. And I think that it's so hard to understand that you don't dominate in that manner, and then you don't make attempts. I think we're very irresponsible in that
You
aspect.
have a full week to yourself to prepare for a big game against Asante Kotoko. What needs to change about the team going into Kumasi's game?
I think that we need to build on the right energy in terms of because we control so many times, but we play we play so slow in the sense that we took too many touches, and we don't need that. Even if the opponent not to play and they are waiting, we need to move. We need to have the ball speed. We need to have the ball moving faster. And that is how you can surprise the opponent.
Yeah. Now, some fans are still optimistic that the team will finish higher in the league. What message do you have for them going into that game against Kotoko?
I think that we are happy that they are following us, and then they keep me faith in the team, and then we need to improve. I have said that it's a work in progress, and then we know the challenges around what we are doing, but we are very positive that we would do our very best.
Of course, thanks very much, Coach Masood Didi Dramani, the head coach of Heart of Oak. They are very positive that they would go into match day 22 against Asante Kotoko and actually get that result. Now, the most valuable player in today's game, Ali Mohammed. Ali, first of all, congratulations to you, but that's a why you Bosaka cradding.
Points now happening. It's me. You know, share my society.
And then what's made defending here, more keep clean sheet. But at the end, game no, and then we here a bit mama winning.
Oshayana, like a composer, I want more. A drew final 10 now. Now, see, in years, a participant, like a draw and I hope prepare. I'm a person as a right person in any year. Oshayana, a finding difficult to a final 10.
Of course. Now, after game, we move about Asante Kotoko. The Maye, Bechem and crying. Moko Kumasana, a day, and I was a son. I'm with the call as Kotoko game in him.
Because I share match we are a baby, because social be a dana, living a PCG. Until now, a point that can catch up by Uncle Powder. Japan, a buy, Tinosha, and now 1 point, and a bad.
Of course, Ali Mohammed is the most valuable player in today's game, and he is sending a message to the Accra to Folk supporters that they would go to.
All right, so we heard from the two technical heads. We also heard from the most valuable player. But I'm trying to compare notes between what the most valuable player said and what the coach said. They're speaking the same language.
Well, they've not been consistent, as the coach said. They are very slow. But according to the player, they are in a haste to score. So it's more or less they were tactically indisciplined based on what the player said. Because if the coach said they are slow and they couldn't take some certain decisions at certain times, I mean it's a problem. And finishing has always been his problem. And he thinks that they were bad today. That was what the coach said.
Anyway,
yeah, I couldn't agree with Coach Sefa. You know what the coach said. The energy, the right energy was not there. When you look at the agency nature of Accra Hearts of Folk players on the field was not a good one. And also what we keep saying about their final decision was also a problem to them. As the MVP player also said, you know, when they got to the final third, they were in a haste. So when it happens like that, such balls or such, decisions were not going in their rightful path. And I believe if this is what they'll be planning on to go and meet up with Asante Kotoko, then things are not going to go on well for them. Because this match or this game should have been a 3 points for Accra Hearts of Folk to build on that momentum so that when you go and play Asante Kotoko, you know you have that motivation factor behind you. But if you draw with a team that away games, I don't know where you're going to take that motivation factor from. And it's a worry. Well, it's a worry for them. Coach
Emisa will definitely be smiling all the way back to Bechem because at least he's got a point. The results has not been in the best interest for Bechem United this season. And so to come to Accra and at least go back with a point is better than losing.
Of course.
To a team that you usually lose to when you come into their home territory. We're trying to get confirmation of the final result from the match involving Bechem Chelsea because we are getting some conflicting reports so that we can confirm that for you. Young Apostles, I understand, have also gotten a goal. Okay, so let's go to the screen and then we get the confirmation from there. So Baseke Holy Stars beat Bechem Chelsea by 2-0. Okay. Wow. Hearts drew goalless against Bechem United. Heart of Lions had already beaten Kotoko 3-1. Vision had drawn 2-2 with Dreams FC. Nations had also beaten Mediama by 2.
if Basaka Holy Stars should win, they're going to have 26 points.
Yes, which they won against Bechem Chelsea, right?
So if they win today, which they did.
So they should move to
Basaka should move up ahead
by 10th or 9th on the league log instead of being where they are.
Of course.
Right. So let's have the confirmed one. Bechem Chelsea will drop to 16th on the league log.
Yes, exactly.
Holy Stars.
And then Holy Stars rather go up.
Because they defeated them today.
Okay, no worries. So
I believe that with the top, it's still different. 7 instead of 8-7. Holy Stars have done well. Second, Mediama third, has to vote fourth, and between them and Kotoko is still 8 points.
Sure.
Because Mediama lost its game. And looking at coming next week's game, Gold Stars is going away from the beginning. Ediana is going away from Doma, House of Folk is going away from Accra, and then Mediama is playing home. So obviously it still favors Mediama if their home record is anything to go by. For 11 Wonders, they are gone, and for Hall United, they need to fight and fight well if they really want to escape relegation, because they'll be going back to Hall to play their next game, and it's something that will really have to help them. Bechem Chelsea will also be going back. Vision will be moving away from Tema. So definitely we are still going to have some teams that will be.
Bechem Chelsea go back to the Golden
City Park. I mean, they are doing very well on that side. So definitely teams that are down will be hitting each other, and of course at the top it's still going to be Mediama. No matter what happens, Mediama will still maintain. Either Kotoko comes up, House of Folk drop, or House of Folk moves, Ediana drops. It's also going to depend the results between House of Folk and Kotoko in Kumasi.
Well, the chess game will obviously continue at the top of the table, and so we are going to be seeing movement between the first 5 teams, depending on how results go. But Mediama so far can say that they have 1 foot in front, and at least they can cover their tracks, win or lose. That is per the other teams and the permutations that happen. And so, again, it tells you how interesting the league is getting. Right after match day 21, we are still grinding till we get to the very end, and the teams are also willing to show their prowess. It's been quite a good game today, although I must admit that it missed a little bit of the spark and the excitement. We didn't see the creativity, the finishes, etc. But at least it's good to see that his dedication and valor is taking him through. Talking about Augustine Okra, he means a lot to Bechem United, and Bechem United means a lot to him, and so it's good to see him give back what he has really gained from the game. Quickly, gentlemen, before we go, one observation was made, and the observation was the fact that we see a lot of the Kotoko oldies throng the Baba Yara Stadium to watch Kotoko when they are playing. I look through the crowd today and I don't see any of the Hearts oldies.
Well, what is going to push them to watch Accra Heart of Folk?
I can tell you that for an answer for free.
Okay.
Yes, they have to come because that's their team.
But when you look at the crop of players that Accra Heart of Folk are using to play their games, is this something that is going to entice them when they are on the field of play?
I think that it is.
What quality do they bring on board?
I think it is rather for them to come to the stadium to encourage the younger generation that, look, what you're doing, we have done once upon a time. So look up to us so we can also look up to you to give you the support. But you see, the encouragement is not there. It looks like they are playing in a vacuum. I won't pick coach's thoughts.
You don't want to pick coach? No, I want you to do, because he has a lot to say.
Coach, what do you think?
We are calling on them to let's call on them to come and watch House of Folk games, because it's worrying.
It's worrying
that to see former Kotoko players at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium come to watch their club play. Though the performance is not good, though the players are not giving what some of them expect to see from the players, they still go to the stadium, they still talk to the players. You've been hearing from them, especially Safu Jemfi and the likes, because Siapia is still there. Most of them are there, Garba and the rest, the rest Apel. They all go to the stadium to watch this one, including the current retired players. Not so for me, I think that the House of Folk, the former players of House of Folk should be able to go to the stadium. And I've said it many times that from Legon Stadium, or any part of Accra, if you want to go, you definitely get a car to go. They should be encouraged to go and support their own.
And on that note, we will say thank you very much for joining us for today's production. The Ghana Premier League is still going on in earnest. We just witnessed the game between Accra Hearts of Oak and Bechem United. It ended goalless. A lot of the Phobian family are not too happy with the results. They thought Accra Hearts of Oak could have taken advantage, especially when Kotoko slipped, and these are the two arch rivals, so you understand that language. But coming up next week, we've got another exciting package for you. Do stay with us. We definitely will be bringing you the best of the best of the best of the Ghana Premier League, and also with a lot of support coming from Didi Jollof. We say thank you very much for making us feel full to the brim, especially when we sit here on TV and we are sending the message out there that, look, for those of you who are lovers of goat and chicken jollof, assorted jollof, beef fried rice, wache, sweet pork potatoes, or pork kelewele, there's only one place to be: Didi Jollof. Right at the University of Ghana Jubilee Hostel, they are there, and then at Osu on the Quest Street, you can also find them. On behalf of the entire team that made this very much, and on my own behalf, I say bye-bye for now.